Oh, yes, of course, of course. Folks, if you haven't joined AMAC yet, here are 3 reasons why now's the time to visit amac.us to become a member. First, AMAC saves you money from discounts, great discounts and benefits on travel and lodging, cell phones and cell phone plans, access to insurance products, and more. AMAC's money-saving benefits and discounts are a very, very powerful tool against inflation. Second, with a bi-monthly magazine, and it's beautiful, daily website content, podcasts with America's thought leaders, and an app that delivers insightful coverage on the issues that matter most. The AMAC Newsline team is a source of information that you can trust. It's actually quite fantastic. And third, the reason that most people say is their favorite is that AMAC fights for your conservative values on Capitol Hill. With more than 2 million members, including me, AMAC is a voice that cannot be ignored, working tirelessly to preserve the freedom secured by our Constitution. If you're currently a member of the AARP, you're funding the enemy. AMAC has great benefits and discounts. You don't need the AARP. Visit amac.us to learn more. Join them immediately. That's amac.us. I'll be right back.
Love in.
On air and online at RoswellTalkFM.com.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott. Stocks fell on Wall Street as investors weighed the latest updates on the outlook on inflation, consumer spending, and corporate earnings. A report showing U.S. consumers raising their expectations for future inflation hit markets worldwide, yet another signal that the Federal Reserve will have to continue aggressively raising interest rates to temper stubbornly hot inflation. The Dow was down 403 points today to close at 29,634. The Nasdaq lost 327 to 10,321. The S&P 500 dropped 86 points to 3,583. New York oil fell $3.50 to $85.61 a barrel. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist, and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Come check out a favorite fall family attraction in Artesia. Heirloom Acres Corn Maze and Pumpkin Patch is now open weekends in October. Get lost in the 8-acre corn maze. Pick a pumpkin straight from the patch. Take a ride on the kiddie zip line. Indulge in one of many tasty eats from the concessions. And enjoy roasting s'mores around one of our campfires. Come out weekends in October to Heirloom Acres, located 1 mile east of Artesia on Highway 82. Heirloom Acres, where you're sure to find joy this fall. Paid for by Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
They call it the Golden State. But now California leads the nation in homelessness and crime, while businesses and taxpayers are fleeing. And the woke agenda is so bad, they're pushing for non-citizens to sit on juries, and kids as young as 16 to vote. And even liberal Governor Gavin Newsom may run for president. Now, Rob Schmidt goes to California to expose the madness. All this week, he's in Los Angeles, telling the truth about California's dangerous ways and how it could infect America and your state. So watch Rob Schmidt tonight on Newsmax at 7 p.m. Eastern. Millions are tuning into Rob and Newsmax for the news they can trust. Find Newsmax on all major cable systems. If they don't carry it, call them and demand Newsmax. Millions have made the switch to Newsmax. Tune in for Rob Schmidt tonight. Make the switch to Newsmax. You won't look back.
Talk Radio's cleanup hitter.
Believe what I say or I'll hurt you.
Mark Levin. He's on the radio.
This is Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
This program is heard in every metropolitan area in the state of Florida. Every single metropolitan area, as well as on satellite, and of course, as well as the app and on the internet. Every major metropolitan area can pick up this program by hook or by crook. And I've told you, this election's different. This election, we want every Republican to win. Because the Democrats are nuts. This is a different time. The Democrats are crazy. Now, I've tried to get our friend Marco Rubio on radio and TV. But it's his campaign staff, I think, can never seem to give us a yes. There's always something going on. And yet, Mr. Producer notices I'm on other shows. So we won't ask anymore. I am going to vote for him. I strongly support him. I just want you to know I don't take it personally. What we're doing here is trying to help candidates who we think have a shot at winning. Not every candidate. Candidates who we think have a shot at winning. And candidate.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Roswell High School Football on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and KSVPTV.com. I am your host, Art Sandoval, and I'm here once again with Roswell High School head coach, the Commander-in-Chief, Jeff Lynn. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Roswell High School Football on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM
not much, man. All I can tell you right now is October 14th.
I am your host, Art Sandoval, and I'm here once again with Roswell High School head coach, the Commander-in-Chief, Jeff Lynn. Coach, good evening, sir. How are you tonight?
What's going on, Coach?
Oh, not much, man. All I can tell you right now is October 14th. It's a nice, cool 70 degrees. It's almost game time. How does it feel to be on New Mexico Game of the Week again?
Well, I mean, it's just...
It is what it is,
It is
right?
what it is. I mean, like, we get, we got another 1-2 matchup.
Right.
So it's that time of year. You start playing games that matter.
Right. 1 versus 3. Some say 1 versus 2. Roswell High is currently ranked number 1, 6-1. Of course, the Artesia Bulldogs, 5-2, ranked 3rd in the New Mexico High School Coaches Association poll. Of course, rankings don't matter at this point. Coach, first and foremost, congratulations on your win 2 weeks ago. You had an off week. We'll talk about that momentarily. But let's talk about the win against the Piedra Vista Panthers.
Yeah, it was a good team win, man. It seems like it's been a month ago or 6 weeks ago. But it was a good team win. I thought we played really well defensively. Again, we've really got that defense playing well. They were able to shut their run game down. Offensively, we played well. And we kind of got some penalties and were hurt by some penalties in that game. And then our special teams played well again. So just a good team win against a good team. And it was what we needed heading into the bye week. You get kind of a shot in the arm. You feel good about yourself going into the bye week. So good win. Hadn't really thought about it in a while, but good way to head into the bye week.
Coach, we'll just leave it at that. So let's just talk about tonight. It's hard to believe it's already district play. 3 games left, and then it's playoffs. So let's talk a little bit right now. You talked about the bye week. So you had 2 weeks of practice instead of 1. Talk a little bit about practice, first of all. Then we'll talk about the Artesia Bulldogs, and then we'll talk about the Roswell Coyotes. But first of all, let's talk about how the off week helped you or may have hurt you against this first district opponent?
Yeah, I don't really ever think a bye week is hurtful. I think everybody has them, and it's good for us because we were banged up coming out of that game, especially our offensive line. We've lost 2 offensive linemen. So it was good for us to maybe heal up a little bit. It was good for us to practice and get some of those kids that haven't been starting some time. We had a good JV game and a good freshman game last week, so that was good. But we gave them Monday off. Monday was fair day, so that's always a distraction. So we were able just to give them Monday off. We came back and worked out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I actually started preparing for Artesia on Friday, so we got an extra day on Artesia. But it was good. I thought the kids handled it real well. We were physical in practice, but we didn't practice very long. We conditioned and lifted and done some things that we haven't done since the summer. So it was good for us. I felt like it was beneficial, and we've kind of healed up, and so it's time to head into this 3-game district schedule.
Coach, talk about the Artesia offense. I know this is kind of we're always talking about the Roswell-Goddard rivalry, but this has kind of been a rivalry game for us. It's every time the Roswell Coyotes play the Artesia Bulldogs, it always comes down to the fourth quarter, last 10 seconds, last 20 seconds. And of course they have a high-powered offense. But what are your thoughts on the Artesia Bulldogs offensively?
Yeah, they're like they always are. I mean, they've got a good quarterback. The Estrada kid's doing a good job for them. Throws a good ball. He's a capable runner. They've got a couple of slot receivers that are pretty good. The number 80, Greathouse, he's real good. Probably the best receiver we've seen all year. And their offensive line is good. They're big. So I mean, it's just a typical Artesia offense. They're well versed. They don't do a whole lot, but they do what they do, and they do it at at a high level. They're very good at what they do. So, it'll be interesting. I mean, I think we've got a good plan for them. So we'll see how it goes.
Defensively, Coach Bologna's going to try something different. I mean, 90% time they're going to be passing. Is there anything, that strategy that they're going to try to change?
Well, I mean, the other thing you get into in a game like this is like, we're going to play Artesia tomorrow night, and it's a big game. But there's a really good chance we're going to play Artesia again. And so, how much, you obviously want to win the game, but there's a really good chance you're going to play them again. So, what you do, and may be dictated a little bit by what happens on down the road. So, we're going to play. We're going to play to win, and but you also have to keep in mind the big picture. So. Defensively, we've got a good plan. I feel good about it, and we'll see what happens.
Coach, you took the words right out of my mouth. I get what you're saying. This is just another district game. You do have a good chance of playing them in the near future, but right now we're just going to focus on today. Let's talk about Roswell Coyote offensively. Defensively, I know you had lost a couple of linemen due to injury, but talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we've lost probably our best offensive lineman. We may get him back in the playoffs. So Remy Villa. He had a foot injury that required surgery, so he's out. And then we lost Ramon Zamudia against PV. He's still kind of going through the process to see what's wrong with his knee. So fortunately, we do get a kid back tonight that we projected in the summer as a starter for us. He had an injury earlier in the year, and so we're getting Adrian Barraza back. So he'll kind of step into Remy Villa's position, and then we'll move Jesus back into guard. So. Our offensive line, and then we've got some kids that'll probably play more tonight than they have in the past. We're going to play, sub some kids in and sub some kids out. So that offensive line is obviously a question mark. We've got to get that. We've got to play well up front. And then our skill kids. I mean, we've got all those guys healthy and ready to roll. So, play fast and do what we do. We're going to run the ball, and when we get chances in the passing game, we're going to take those chances. So. I feel like we've got a good plan both offensively and defensively.
Very well said. This game might take 5 hours tonight, but that's okay. I'm being facetious when I say that. But,
well, if it takes 5 hours, I don't think that's good for us. I think that means that we probably haven't established our run game, and there's been a bunch of balls thrown. So I think we want to keep this game a little bit shorter than 5 hours.
Yeah, of course.
That's probably not a good thing for us. So
no, I'm being facetious when I say that, just because of the high. high-powered offense Artesia has, and, of course, the Roswell Coyotes as well. And, one of the things, everybody's talking about Manny Fuentes. We get that. He does a great job at quarterback, but nonetheless, it's going to take, 22 other players as well, along with others, to be successful in this game. So, Coach, anything in closing?
No, I mean, we love these games. I mean, like we talked about it last week or 2 weeks ago with PV. This is what we do. We play big games.
Right.
Is this the biggest game we're going to play all year? No. But it is a big game. It's a rivalry game. And, we need to go down there to the Bulldog Bowl, and we need to play well. And excited about it. I mean, this is why I coach, for games like this.
Absolutely.
I mean, that game last week against PV and this game against Artesia and then, Mayfield and Goddard. I mean, these are the games. This is why you coach. This is why you work with kids. It's why you lift all those weights in the off season. This is why you do all your work for these games. There's going to be probably 5,000-6,000 people of them there, and there's not very many things in your life where 5,000 or 6,000 people show up to watch you do something. So, got to enjoy it. Got to embrace the moment, and let's have a good time tonight.
Something you love. Very well said. Well, that's Roswell High School head coach Jeff Lynn. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. 1 versus 3, the Roswell Coyotes taking on the Artesia Bulldogs. We'll be back here in just a moment.
625-2840. Professional embroidery and screen printing, perfect for your next event and sports teams. Business Notions. Our business is making your business look good. 625-2840.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Roswell High School football on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and KSVP. TV.com. Art Sandville, Kellen McDonald here at the Bulldog Bowl. The Roswell Coyotes win the toss, so that means they'll defer to the second half, and kickoff has happened.
Yeah, it was an onside kick at 10th. We apologize for getting on late here, but onside kick was recovered by the Bulldogs, and now we're ready with the Coyotes defense on the field first.
All right, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 45. We're going to go left hash, and the quarterback will be Estrada. And, Coach, you know what we're going to do before we do anything? We'll just kind of talk a little bit about, I know you and I took the trip from Roswell to Artesia, and we talked a little football, we talked a little strategy here. The Roswell Coyotes currently 6-1 and ranked number 1 in the 5A classification, ranked 6th overall in the state of New Mexico. And the Artesia Bulldogs 5-2 overall, and it says ranked 9th overall in the state of New Mexico, 3rd in one poll in 5A and number 2 in the other. So here's Estrada. He's going to go deep. Has a man open. It looked like that was Fierro, and it's going to be incomplete pass. It's going to be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, and that was due to the pressure coming in hot. There was Eli Lynn and number 52, that's Vernon Molinar. So the pressure was there, and Nia Estrada had to get rid of that one just a half second before he wanted to, and probably led to him overthrowing the receiver. Had him open, but just couldn't get him the ball.
3rd and 9 from the 46. Going to be left hash, and it's going to be Estrada, the quarterback for the Bulldogs. Dropping back to pass. That's actually going to be a handoff.
And played very well there by the Coyotes inside, and it's Eli Lynn again. So Eli Lynn staying home, doing his job, and we'll see first decision time for Artesia. I would think in midfield they're probably going for it on 4th and 5. What do you think, Porter?
Well, I would think so. That was LaRock with the carry. It's going to be 4th and 5 from the 49. It wouldn't be a bit surprising if the Artesia Bulldogs will go for this.
It looks like it might be just outside where they would need to. Well, maybe not. I think offsides would give them the first down.
Quince to the top for the Artesia Bulldogs. It is Estrada. Little rock. It's going to be shotgun left here for Artesia. 3-man front for the Roswell Coyotes. He's dropping back to pass is Estrada, and it's going to be incomplete, and the Roswell Coyotes will take over on downs.
Yeah, and that's a great start for this defense, Coach. And we talked about it, as you said, pregame, how want to get this defense on the field first and then try to keep the Artesia offense on the sideline as much as possible. So this is a perfect start for the Coyotes.
Well, here we go. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 49, right hash. The Roswell Coyotes quarterback, number 8, Manny Fuentes. And the running backs will be number 22, Bryce Sanchez, along with Sebastian Mendoza, and then Giovanni Apodaca will get the start at the fullback position. It's going to be handed off to, it's going to be Bryce Sanchez. Bryce Sanchez will get the start, and maybe a gain of 1. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's
going to be a 2nd down and 9 for the Roswell Coyotes.
It's going to be one of those none-yard situations.
Oh, they're calling it no yards, okay.
Yeah, it slipped. Maybe had a chance to pick up 4 or 5 there, but slipped on the turf there.
And
that's offsides. Throw it. Oh.
Well, and here it is. They had the pistol formation. They had a heavy right offense.
Yeah, and that's going to go 5 yards ahead for the Coyotes. So that takes care of the 5 yards that Bryce would have got if he hadn't slipped and fell. And it will be 2nd and 5 now from the 44.
Yep.
Coyotes already into Bulldog territory.
Yeah, the Roswell Coyotes wearing all white with the red helmet, and
our favorites, the all whites,
and the gray numbers here. Hard to see at times from the Bulldog Bowl. Beautiful facility here in Artesia, New Mexico. It's going to be slot right. It's going to be pistol formation. Manny Fuentes, 2nd and 5 from the 44. Left hash now. Fuentes talking with Sanchez. It's going to be a toss, and Sanchez going nowhere.
Yeah, not much there. It's going to be another 0-yard carry.
Coach, real quick, starting offensive line for the Roswell Coyotes. Number 74 is Rico Lujan. Playing right tackle, stands at 5'8", 210-pound junior. Number 79 is Jesus Acampos, left guard, 5'9", 300-pound senior. And then tonight, this new center is going to be Matthew Avitia, number 64, 5'9", 190-pound sophomore. And Jesus Gutierrez, number 72, right guard, 5'8", 185-pound junior. And then Adrian Barraza will get the start at right tackle. It stands at 6'2", 220-pound sophomore. Coyotes in an empty set, trips to the top, twins to the bottom. It looks like Fuentes dropping back to pass. Under pressure, and he has some running room, and looks for...
Well, and did Apodaca give up on that play?
Well, look, that was Apodaca, so Apodaca was open in the flats. It's going to be a 4th down situation now for the Roswell Coyotes. It looked like he just kind of stopped.
Yeah, I thought he had a little something there. He had him open enough. I don't know if the pass was just off enough that Giovanni didn't even try to catch it. I'm not sure what happened there.
So I believe that's going to be Nick Sanchez returning for the Artesia Bulldogs. Cy Carrasco will do the punting for the Coyotes. And almost blocked.
Coyote bounce. Oh, but it's going to be fielded.
And it's...
Yeah, he's got just like that. Take it to
number 21, Nick Sanchez will go in from about 85 yards for Artesia Bulldog touchdown. The Bulldogs jump out from the clip 6-0.
Yeah, and that's actually the first touchdown for Nick Sanchez this year. That's his 5th punt return. He averages 27 yards. He did have an 84-yard touchdown, but obviously that is somebody who can take it to the house as he just did. And
yeah, absolutely. Well, the PAT's up and good. Artesia Bulldogs lead here in the first quarter, 7-0 with 9 minutes and 5 seconds. We'll be right back. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell Talk FM and KSVP.TV.com.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Welcome back to Roswell High School football. We're here in the Artesia Bowl, better known as the Bulldog Bowl. 85-yard touchdown run by Nick Sanchez. PAT up and good. Artesia takes the first lead of the ball game. What's your thoughts, Kelly?
Well, I mean, that's the kind of X factor that can be the difference in a football game. I know it's just the first possession, one possession each for each team, but I guess technically two for Artesia. But you know, that's the kind of thing that you don't script for, you don't plan for, and
well, that kind of looked familiar with that 6 seconds when they had the victory over. Oh, well, it looks like there's a fumble in Artesia. Looks like Artesia will have it. Let's see what the officials say.
No indication yet. Artesia's acting like they have it. Big hit, and it's going to be a fumble by number 3.
And no indication at this time. And they're saying it's going to be Roswell ball still.
I don't think so. I think they're going to say fumble and recovered by Artesia. They never did indicate, but our defense is on the field and their offense is on the field. So the fumble by Adrian Anaya.
Yeah, it
gives the ball right back, and Artesia looking to go up 2 scores very early in this one.
All right, here it is, first attempt from the 17, and there's some motion. And number 15 is going to be Fierro, Devin Fierro.
And it's going to be a hold on Artesia, so they'll do that play over. And it will be first and 20 from the 27. So that might help limit the damage here for the Coyotes. But after the great start by the defense, you know, special teams has definitely dropped the ball here figuratively and literally as they allow the punt return touchdown and then fumble the ensuing kickoff. Let's see how they react. This is the kind of adversity that you're going to have to face if you're going to go all the way.
So 3-man front for the Roswell Coyotes. Quick pass, and it's going to be a hitch pass. Will be positive yardage for the Artesia Bulldogs. Will bring up second down. And it looks like Peyton Greathouse. And, Coach, we were talking earlier coming up here, we were talking about Peyton Greathouse. And, you know, in order for the Roswell Coyotes to be successful tonight, that's one individual that the Coyotes are going to have to stop.
Yeah, they're going to have to keep Greathouse in check. He's having a year for the history books, actually. He's up almost to 1,000 yards already. I think it's 900 and something yards. So, yeah, Greathouse, tremendous receiver. They're going to have to know where he is at all times.
That's right, a run back
going
pass
right here.
Going into the end zone, and that is
it's out.
No, they're calling it a touchdown. Good defense. Well, they're saying that's going to be another touchdown for the Artesia Bulldogs.
And, yeah, and I
who was the receiver?
They said Seitz, Matthew Seitz. So, number 10.
Matthew Seitz.
Size.
Now number 10.
Yeah. But it's great defense, Montreal, with the tip, and I can't imagine how he got control of that ball and got a foot down, but referee right there, so.
So they looks like the Artesia Bulldogs. They're going to go for 2.
Yeah, so offsides against Roswell, so that's going to get them about 1.5 yards closer, and so that's going to have Artesia change their minds. They're going to go for 2 here on the shorter attempt.
Okay,
we got the full house backfield there.
Well, just like that, number 12, Peyton Deans goes in for 2. So score now is going to be 15-0 in favor of the Artesia Bulldogs here in the first quarter with 8:12 remaining. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need in machinery. When it comes
comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with low-rate financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. We are passionately committed to providing our customers with the highest quality product, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
We're here in Artesia, New Mexico, about 74 degrees. The Artesia Bulldogs taking advantage quickly, currently leading 15-0.
Yeah, special teams touchdown, and then
special teams by 8-yard touchdown run by Nick Sanchez. PT was up and good, and then Matthew Size had a touchdown. Yeah. Beautiful pass by the quarterback Estrada to Size, and then a penalty by the Roswell Coyotes. Gives them about a yard and a half closer. Artesia Bulldogs decided to go for a two-point conversion. Peyton Deans goes in for two, and it's 15-0.
And then Naya with nowhere to go again. So Bulldogs dominating on special teams right now, partner. They are absolutely dominating that aspect of this game. I'll tell you what, everybody's got a plan until you get hit in the mouth. And the Coyotes have absolutely got hit in the mouth here. We'll see if they still have a plan. I know Coach Lynn will. We'll see how the boys react to this adversity. They really haven't had much adversity since the Haas game. And I can't say that we like the reaction to that one. So,
all right, first attempt from the 20, and it's going to be handed off once again. And looks like the Roswell Coyotes will get no yards.
Yeah, and did you go over the starters on offense?
I did.
So you mentioned then there's a couple sophomores starting the game. A couple of subs, bench players on that offensive line, and we may be seeing an effect of that. I'm certainly not blaming those two kids, but less experience, a little less size, and we've got some offensive linemen banged up. So
Quintus in trouble, and he is going to be down. He's going to be sacked.
And they're going to probably give him the 7. Yeah.
Looks like Ethan Ramirez will get credit for the sack.
Yeah, that's going to be about a 10-yard sack. Lost a 7, they're going to say. So, picking up 3rd and long. After the great start by the defense, the turnover on downs.
Yeah.
It has absolutely gone south for the Coyotes.
All right, so here it is again. 3rd and 22 from the 8-yard line. And Fuentes in pistol formation again. He will hand it off. And the Artesia defense, a little too much for the Roswell Coyotes here in this first quarter.
Well, and I don't know why you don't throw it down the field and try to get a holding or pass interference to get you a first down there. I mean, those 2 or 3 yards are pretty inconsequential in my opinion, but it is going to bring up a punting situation.
Well, Zy Carrasco will be punting from
middle of the
end zone.
Right from the D in Bulldogs.
Yeah. Well, there is the punt, and almost blocked. Beautiful punt it is. And,
and a great coyote bounce.
Great coyote bounce. And it looks like the Bulldogs will take over about the 27-yard line.
So that was a tremendous punt. That's going to be a 64-yard punt for Zy Carrasco with no return. So we got a score from the Wool Bowl with 4 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first quarter. It's Mayfield 7, Goddard 7. 2 scores in that game as well.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game over there at the Wool Bowl as well, so see what happens there. 15-0 if you're just now tuning in to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, and it's going to be Estrada. Estrada dropping back to pass. He's going to take a shot, and it is caught.
Yeah, the defender was right there, but the Artesia player was that Greathouse?
Well, it looks like it is going to be
Takes the pass from Estrada.
Rodriguez.
Okay.
Number 14. That's going to be Julian Rodriguez. Beautiful pass by Estrada. It looks defensively, it looks like the Roswell Coyotes actually tipped the ball, but
yeah, and I didn't see. I couldn't tell the number on the defender, but it looked like he had a better shot at the ball than the receiver did. But Rodriguez just wanted it more and went up and got it, took it from him. And
a beautiful catch by Rodriguez for sure.
Came down with a good ball from Estrada. Although he threw it into a covered receiver, it was right on the money.
And this is what was talked about. The Artesia Bulldogs taking the shot. We're going to try to work the secondary here, and there it is right there, a quick pass, and that was...
Yeah, looking for Greathouse there, but miscommunication, as Greathouse wasn't really expecting, and the pass went to his feet anyway, so we'll see if the Coyotes can do something here on third down and long. They pretty desperately need a stop on these next two downs. You got to expect pass.
We have a 9 down here on the left side in the secondary, and I believe that's Jeremiah Modriel in the secondary. It is going to be a shotgun right formation for Artesia. Estrada got back to pass again, has open, and it looks like there's going to be another touchdown from Estrada to Greathouse.
Yeah, they got Greathouse matched up on a linebacker, and that's too much to ask of George Chavez. I mean, if he was the type of player that is going to cover a receiver like Greathouse, then he would, he'd be a cornerback. He's a tremendous linebacker, but you can't ask George Chavez to cover Greathouse one-on-one. I mean, they're going to.
We discussed that coming up here. You're exactly right. Yeah. PAT is going to be up and good. The Artesia Bulldogs on fire. They lead 22-0. We'll be right back.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Bulldog Bowl. Score is 22-0 in the first quarter with 4 minutes and 53 seconds. And that was another touchdown pass from Estrada to Greathouse. PAT up and good. 22-0 is the score. And the Artesia Bulldogs just kind of taking advantage of the Roswell Coyotes, especially in the secondary.
Yeah, really picking on the guys covering the passers. And like I said, that was a matchup problem. I think. I mean, not to disagree with you, but that's a matchup problem more than a secondary problem, because you had, maybe the best receiver in the state being covered by a linebacker, and you won't get away with that against the Artesia Bulldogs.
Absolutely, and here it is. It's going to be returnable, and look like that's going to be Truex, and Truex is going to be brought down about the 16-yard line, so the Coyotes will go 1st and 10 from the right hash now. And, okay, so Kelly, let's talk about the football here. Down 22-0. You're Jeff Lynn. What are you telling your offense?
Well, I mean, even this early in the game, you have to start thinking maybe about some urgency for two reasons. One reason is your running game hasn't done a thing. And you can't get in too deep a hole here, so they've pretty much got to go to the air. And that's okay.
Well, that's what Fuentes did just now. That's going to be a completion. It's going to be second down, about 2. It looks like Josh Estrada will get credit for the catch. So it's going to be about 8 yards. It'll be second down and 2.
Now, what you don't have to do, you don't have to throw a bomb on every play, but I really think you have to go to the passing game here until the score gets closer.
Pistol formation for Roswell again, and that's going to be to Estrada again in the flats, and has some running room and brought down about the 41-yard line. It will be first down for the Roswell Coyotes. 22-0 is the score here in the first quarter in favor of the Artesia Bulldogs. We are in the first quarter. A beautiful 74 degrees here in Artesia, New Mexico. Quarterback is Manny Fuentes. It's going to be on the 41-yard line. Here comes the Roswell Coyotes. Pistol formation. Looks like Sanchez will be in the backfield. Will be handed off this time to Sanchez. Running room for Sanchez goes across the field, and there goes a helmet. And Sanchez will have positive yardage. It will be another Coyote first down.
Yeah, I think we give him 13 on that, so a nice run between the tackles to Bryce Sanchez.
Okay, it's going to be 1st and 10 now. Sanchez wearing the pink tape, I should say. Here comes Fuentes. Back in the flats again, and looks like that's going to be caught.
I believe it's Estrada again.
Well, you know how we can identify Estrada, correct?
Yeah, usually.
The green shoes. Number 13, Josh Estrada.
It's going to be about
7.
Okay.
So plus 7 yards for Estrada. Fuentes communicating with his offense now. Looks like we slot to the left here. Pistol formation once again, and Christian Hernandez will have an opportunity to carry the ball, and we'll get about, well, it's going to be -1.
Yeah, I'd say no gain.
Okay.
Despite what the PA said.
Yeah, got a glare from up here?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yep. So 3rd and 3. Just here it is, dropping back to pass now. In trouble, and he is going to be taken down.
And you know that the Bulldogs don't have a lot of sacks on the year, but that's their second one already. Oh, no. We got a little extracurricular stuff going on.
Well, they're trying to strip the ball is what they're doing, and looks like they're going to continue play until they hear that whistle. And I don't know if that whistle was blown.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, but
yeah,
it looks like that's what the call is going to be.
So bring up a 4th down for the Coyotes.
And they are going to go back out to punt here on 4th and 3, on 4th and, 4th and 9. Scoreboard hadn't been updated yet, so.
Yeah. So that's Zach Carrasco once again kicking for Roswell. Beautiful hang time. Look at this kick.
Yeah, that's a tremendous kick. Get there.
Well, that has to. Good effort.
Yeah, good effort. It would have been nice to pin him there, but the ball's going to come out to the 20 on the touchback.
You know, I just want to. Here's the thing with that right there. You know, this is where the Roswell Coyotes have an opportunity to, you know, if they can get that ball to the 1 or 2 yard line and have that defense, this is a chance for the Roswell Coyotes to gain some momentum,
right,
and have that offense get on the board.
Yeah, would have been nice to keep that one out of the end zone, but 20-yard line is still deep in their own territory. They've got to make the adjustment defensively here with the passing game, and if it means, you know, playing more cornerbacks and safeties and linebackers, then they're going to have to do it.
1st and 10 from the 20 for the Artesia Bulldogs. It will be Estrada, the quarterback. Going to take another shot deep, and it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, good coverage there by Monreal. He's right with him, but you know, these Artesia receivers, they can be covered and still make catches, and Estrada's not afraid to throw it in there and give his receivers a chance.
Not at all. Same score. Looks like you have a score at the Wool Bowl. Looks like the Goddard Rockets 14 and Mayfield Trojans 7. I'm not sure the time on that.
11:51, so they just started the second quarter.
Okay. All right, so it's going to be 2nd down on the incomplete pass. Estrada, once again, has Great House in the flats and takes it up, goes to the middle, and has some running room. He's off to the races and trips himself, or else he's just one guy away.
Yeah, and it was going to be between him and Isaac Loya to see who could get to the end zone the quickest there, unless Isaac dies. Unfortunately, we got a hold.
There is going to be a flag in the play, so there will be a hold that will be brought back.
It's going to negate that long completion. See, that's what we were talking about pregame. You had Great House down there in the flat, and there's just one guy in his area, and all he's got to do is make the catch, make one guy miss, and you're in deep trouble no matter where they started from the field. So in any event, that play will be negated, and the ball is going to be placed all the way back inside the 7-yard line. So that hold occurring in the offensive backfield
helps the Roswell Coyotes for sure. It's going to be 2nd and 23.
And this is almost the scenario you had if you're able to down it.
The ball's going to be handed off, and good defense by the Roswell Coyotes, and it looked like that was handed off to Greathouse.
Well, Greathouse, I believe, yeah, it was, and just his 6th carry of the season, I believe, as they just trying to get the ball in the hands of their main playmaker on offense. They do have other weapons. They have, very good receivers. They got 2 real solid running backs, but when you got a player like Greathouse, you do everything you can to get the football in his hands.
No fans or buts about that, partner. Okay, so the Artesia Bulldogs going to go into an empty set. It's going to be Estrada by himself, under pressure, and it's going to be incomplete. And I did see Jorge Chavez.
Yeah, he's keying off.
And
he got there, but
could have been real ugly for Estrada.
Right. Estrada just has to kind of get rid of it, and not really a receiver in the area down the middle of the field. So now you've got Artesia punting from deep in their own zone, and Lloyd stands at the 44 waiting to receive.
All right.
When it's short.
Well, it's going to take an Artesia bounce, but the Roswell Coyotes will take over about the 46, 47-yard line of the Artesia Bulldogs. 22-0 is the score, and there's about 6 seconds left here in this first quarter, believe it or not.
Well, that's a quarter I'm glad is going to be over, but Coyotes probably run one play here on offense, and this is a good area of the field to switch because you just have to kind of turn around.
Yeah, maybe the luck of the draw goes south down on.
Can't be much more unlucky than they've been so far.
Empty set for the Roswell. Fuentes, quarterback, dropping back to pass. Under pressure once again. And nice shot by Fuentes.
Having a nice gain down to.
And here, you were mentioning it. I don't mean to cut you off on there, but I was looking at number 70, Adrian Barraza. He's going to start for the Roswell Coyotes and kind of having a little bit of some trouble there.
Yeah. And, that's a kid who's played most of the year on JV, and,
Yes, sir.
It's tough. It's tough to start your first varsity game in this situation, I'll tell you that.
Yes, sir. Let's take a break. We're here at the Bulldog Bowl. The Artesia Bulldogs lead 22-0 at the end of one. Welcome back to the Bulldog Bowl. Yeah, 22-0 is the score at the end of one. And the Roswell Coyotes threatening here. This is going to be 1st and 10 from the Artesia Bulldog side here. Sorry, I had a little scratch here. I'm trying to.
Yeah, they're in pretty good shape. First down at the Artesia 35, but the Coyotes desperately need to get on the board here. So this drive really needs to end in a touchdown so you gain a little confidence back. Defense has been good. They've given up one big play and made 2 stops. And
there's Fuentes, and that's going to be a beautiful pass.
27-yarder to, is that Seabass? No. That's Malachi Mitchell, right. So Malachi Mitchell with the 27-yard reception on the nice floater.
Yeah, and so again, it's real hard to see the numbers here, but there's going to be a quick pass again. That looks like it's going to be dropped to Seabass, and It's not going to be a lateral.
Oh, it was the sea bass.
Yeah, it was sea bass.
Well, it'll be second down and goal from the 8.
Yeah.
And, I can't imagine. I know they're down a 2-point conversion and a 3-score situation. I can't imagine them attempting a field goal in this situation with the kicker out. I mean, this is 4 down territory.
We're not talking about that. We'll talk about Peyton Kenner here in just a moment, but you're exactly right. Second and 8. From the 8, it is going to be Fuentes. Going to be a little toss, and that's going to go by Sanchez, and Sanchez is going to be brought down about the 3-yard line. So a good carry by Sanchez. Running some time off the clock here. Okay, so it's going to be 3rd and 3 from the 3, and there's going to be a little bit by Fuentes, and Fuentes goes into the end zone and touchdown Coyotes.
Beautiful catch there. And I'm trying to I think it was.
So Isaac Loya will have the touchdown.
Isaac Loya coaching. That's the first time he's been in on offense, to my knowledge.
So Fuentes to Loya. So the Coyotes will, yeah, it was a great catch and a great throw. Coyotes will get on the board. And it looks like Fuentes will kick the PAT.
Jaden Macias with the nice hold.
And the PAT is up and good. All right, Coyotes on the board. We're going to take a break for real this time. 22-7. We'll be right back.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure for Roswell Seed Company. Because winter's coming, you know.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Bowl here in Artesia, New Mexico. The Roswell Coyotes, they do get on the board with a 3-yard touchdown pass from to Isaac Loya and the PAT by Emmanuel Fuentes. Up and good, 22-7.
We think it was Isaac Loya.
Well,
it might have been, yeah. I mean, that's what the public address said, and we couldn't really tell from here. So we're going to go with what they said. If it wasn't, apologies to whoever did score that touchdown. That would be unusual for Isaac. I mean, I haven't seen him play a down of offense all year. But he's a tremendous athlete.
Absolutely.
And dangerous with the ball in his hands. And obviously a good receiver, because that catch was something else on the scramble and the pass from Manny Fuentes.
And we'll get confirmation with that here in just a moment. We're just waiting for the downstairs makes it to the sideline to confirm that for us. There's Zach Orozco will kick it.
Should see the starburst.
Starburst once again, and
it's coming to the near side. And nice open field tackle there.
That's going to be Matthew Size, I believe, with the return.
And Nate Quintero, special teams ace. So Nate doing what he does best.
Well, and I have the binoculars in the vehicle, by the way, and we just probably should have brought those down maybe at halftime. I'll run and get those. So it's, like I said, we're pretty high up here at the Artesia Bulldog Bowl.
At the best high school football facility in the state, in my opinion.
Well, probably in the region, I would think. So it's pretty nice up here. All right, defensively for the Roswell Coyotes, looks like they're playing a 3-man front. Now making a 4-man front, and there goes a quick pass now to number 21. And that's going to be caught by Nick Sanchez.
And he's forced out of bounds by West Gallegos after a short gain. And again, Coach, I'm seeing linebackers guarding receivers, and it's making me nervous, to be honest with you. I know they're not all great house, but they're all very good. And I don't know. I'd just rather see an extra cornerback in the game or an extra safety.
Okay, double slot here for Artesia.
We go with the run, and Artesia not much on the ground so far.
Defensively for the Roswell Coyotes, defensive end is Eli Lynn. along with Sylvester Lomeli playing defensive tackle, Noah Lynn playing defensive tackle, Robert Truex also playing defensive end, and Jeremiah Motoriel playing the cornerback along with Wesley Gallegos. Safety-wise, Isaac Loy along with Adrian Anaya, and then Sam and Will linebackers, Vernon Molinar and Jorge Chavez, and then Mike linebackers, Damian Casada for the Roswell Coyotes.
So three-man front here for Roswell, and they do keep it on the ground to try to get the 2 yards. A nice tackle from behind there from Isaac Loya. Saves LaRock from getting deep into the secondary, but it is going to be a first down.
Was it Loya or was it Wes Gallegos? 24, wasn't it?
No, I'm pretty sure it was Loya.
Okay. Okay, so it is going to be 1st and 10 from the 44. Estrada, the quarterback. It's going to be shotgun left. LaRock, the back for the Artesia Bulldogs. Dropping back to pass. Taking a shot once again, and that's going to be Zy Carrasco.
Yeah, and they're going to.
That's a late flag.
Yeah, but a pretty obvious call. I mean, Carrasco didn't turn to look, and the receiver slowed down, and Carrasco just ran right into him, and that's just maybe a little inexperience with the sophomore. But I believe it's the right call.
Well, no, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It is the right call. I'm just looking at the athleticism by Zy Carrasco, an excellent athlete, and all he needs to do is just turn a little bit, and I think it'd been just fine. But it is going to be pass interference. It will be 1st and 10 from the 44 now, and the quarterback remains Anaya Estrada for the Bulldogs. Trying to find, excuse me, Greathouse. Looks like that's going to be a little toss. Oh, there's Greathouse in the backfield, and
try him out of the backfield, and he is taken down hard by Lomeli.
No yards. Looks like we might have an injured Coyote on the ground.
And they're calling for help from the sideline, and is that Quintero?
Well, it's hard to tell from. I'm getting a pretty good glare here.
Oh, no.
It's not. It's
Quezada, and he
little stinger, it looks like, maybe.
Well, Damien's the leading tackler for the Coyotes this year, so that he hopped up eventually, and doesn't even appear to be limping going back to the sideline, so hopefully he's okay. He'll have to sit out at least one play as Lisa Sandoval checks him out.
Tough
quickly.
kid for sure.
But luckily playing a team like Artesia, you can pull a linebacker and add an extra secondary player and probably be okay.
22-7 is the score, 9:26 remaining in the first half. Artesia currently leading. There's
Greathouse in the backfield.
Oh, that's intercepted? No!
Couldn't hold on. Truex. No, Coach. Was it Truex or was it Greathouse? No, it was Truex.
Yeah, it's Robert Truex.
Yeah, you had Mason Greathouse as well there, but it was Truex who nearly picked off that screen attempt.
That would have been real good for the Roswell Coyotes. So.
Yeah, well, they need a break like that. The Artesia Bulldogs got their break with the special teams touchdown.
Yep.
And if Coyotes get one, then they're right back in this game.
There's Estrada once again, and it's going to be caught. And that's going to be Devin Fierro with the catch. Looks like it will be a 5 or 6 yard gain for Artesia. Will be a 4th down.
4th and about 3, is that what it's looking like?
Well, at least 3 for sure.
Maybe a long 3. Right at it. So they're going to huddle up briefly. And big down here early in this game. Coyotes looking to get their second stop on 4th down of this game.
Watch side on top. It looks like Estrada.
Is he going to call a timeout? They're not going to snap it. Yeah, they're not going to snap it. Timeout, Artesia.
Well, guess what? We're going to take a timeout, too. We'll be right back. Bulldogs leading 22-7.
Pickles
Tires proudly sells our own brand of affordable tires. Our Bigfoot AT2 offers improved all-terrain traction. Our Legacy All-Season Plus keeps you on the road in any weather. And Heat Set comes standard with the industry's greatest warranty. Now through October 30th, save $100 instantly on select sets of 4 Big O brand tires with installation purchase. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for details.
ENMU Roswell offers high school students the opportunity to get a head start on their college education journey into healthcare. Through the Allied Health Careers Pathway, high school learners can enroll in dual credit courses that introduce them to a wide range.
Ready? 4th down and 3 for the Artesia Bulldogs as the Artesia Bulldogs take their first time out in this first half. Greathouse is out there. Let's see. It's going to be a quick pass, and it's going to be incomplete.
Yep. Artesia wants a flag. And did they throw one?
No, there's no flag.
Yeah, and you had Quezada back in the game, so
Quezada's ready to go.
Yeah, he's ready to go. And so turnover on downs, the second one already for the Coyotes. So I'll tell you what, we've been talking about this defense as the year has gone on, and you know they did give up a touchdown in this game, the defense.
Right.
But really the other two.
Well, you had a special teams.
You had a special teams.
Right
you
off
had
the bat.
a fumble inside your own 15. I mean, that's not on the defense, in my opinion. So once again, the defense is, by my estimation, they've held them to one touchdown.
Well, and you know, again, I'm gonna say this here after this play, but it's gonna be first step from the 34. It's gonna be empty step for the Coyotes. Trips to the top, twins to the bottom. Here's Fuentes, quick pass, and it's gonna be caught by Sebastian Mendoza. Mendoza on his feet, then finally brought down about the 42-yard line. But here's again, Kelly, we were talking about, you know, coming up here. This is the start of district. You know, I know the Coyotes, currently ranked number 1 in the state in 5A. Artesia 2, 3 in some coaches poll. But here's the real thing, okay? You know, in the pregame we did talk about, how important is this game? Well, there's Fuentes right there. He's going to take it himself. He's going to be at the 45, 46, bring him down about the 47, 48-yard line. But, how important is this game for not only the Roswell Coyotes but the Artesia Bulldogs?
Yeah, I mean, it's important because it's a district game. It's important because it's a rivalry game. And it's important because, for seeding in the state tournament is probably the biggest one, because the loser of this game is going to have an extremely difficult time getting to the number 1 spot in the state tournament, the number 1 seed.
Right.
And it's going to be near impossible, actually, for them to, because if it's Roswell, then, they're going to have 2 losses to PV's 1, even though they've got them head-to-head. If it's Artesia, it's their 3rd loss. So, to me, that's the most important aspect of why the game's important. Of course, they're all important.
You're exactly right. I think they're all important. I think the Roswell Coyotes have to go out there and do everything they can to win the ball game. Now, here's the thing, in my opinion. First district game. Again, I think, this is my opinion, I think that both these teams are either going to see each other again in the playoffs. Now, here's the thing. Do you show all your cards here in the first district game against the Artesia Bulldogs?
And the answer to that is probably not.
Okay. So it's going to be 2nd and 9. So gain of 1 for Sebastian Mendoza. Quick pass from Fuentes to Seabass. It looks like Fuentes getting some direction from Jeff Lynn.
Well, the Coyotes have settled down, and now Jeff Lynn's going to call a timeout, so maybe we should too.
Okay, we'll be right back. 22-7 is the score in favor of the Artesia Bulldogs. We'll be right back.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need at Amigo Machinery. When it comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with the right financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. We are passionately committed to providing our customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Bowl 22-7 in favor of the Artesia Bulldogs. And, Kelly, this game has really been a pretty good, really good ball game. I mean, the first First score of the game was an 85-yard touchdown run by Nick Sanchez, and the PAT was up and good. And then, of course, the Artesia Bulldogs didn't get on the board again.
Off the turnover.
And
that's been the difference.
Yeah, that's really been the difference. Here's Fuentes going to take a shot, going downfield, and that is actually going to be, well, it's overthrown, but it kind of stopped a little bit.
Well, he got turned around. Manny didn't get to deliver that ball the way he wanted to. He's looking for Jordan Weathersby, and he had a man in his face, so he just had to unload. But how about the arm strength of Fuentes, because he's going backwards as he's delivering that football and still overthrows the receiver down the field.
So, I do have confirmation that was going to be Avi Toscano that caught the touchdown.
Okay.
Not Matthew Lewis, so it's Toscano. And I appreciate that. It's real high up here. It's hard to see, so good to know. Thank you, Richard. And, here comes Fuentes in trouble. And he's going to be brought down by, it looked like I saw number 13, Ethan Ramirez. So it's going to bring up a fourth down, and the Coyotes will have to bring out the punting unit.
That's not the worst time to fail to get rid of the ball, because you're punting either way. Now, you hate to lose the yardage, obviously. And, like in the Hobbs game, when Manny was having a hard time throwing the ball away, that reminded me a little bit of it, but with the down and distance in the situation here, that's not so bad.
All right, there's the punt by Carrasco, and that has some hang time, and it's going to take a coyote bounce. And a nice one it is. It's going to, looks like the Artesia Bulldogs will take over probably about the 15, 16-yard line. Real quick, I got to just make this announcement here. The Laura family is watching and listening to us on KSVPTV.com and 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. They are in Austin, Texas. Of course, they're watching some college soccer. So a little shout out from Austin, or that's a little shout out in Austin to the Laura family. And we're getting the messages now. It's going to be Avi Toscano. That's clarification.
Yeah, I'll get that fixed here, Coach. If you'll
not a problem there.
Things on the field, and boy, that's Quezada again.
Yeah, so
tackling it there for a short game for Artesia, and they're quick to the line.
Okay, 2nd and 10. Quarterback still Estrada. Looks like LaRock is the running back, and is going to be taking a shot again up the middle. Oh, what a!
Oh, I thought he
caught it. I thought that was Greathouse. The ball was intended for Greathouse, and tell you what, Greathouse has such great hands. I thought he caught it, and
yeah, he kind of tried the one-handed catcher, which is probably all he could do without diving. And I thought he reeled it in.
Well, if he did complete that pass, and if he would have caught that, he would have been off the races.
Probably.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. 3rd and 7 now from the 19. 22-7 is the score. And here comes Estrada, dropping back to pass once again. And has a number 15. That is going to be Devin Fierro. They're just going straight up the middle there.
Yeah, just simple slant right across the middle. And, you had Isaac Loy on the coverage, which, that's fine. Safeties are going to have to defend that.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Artesia, the high-powered offense that they have, they're going to score, they're going to catch, they're going to make plays like that. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of stopping the ball. So that's going to be Devin Fierro with the catch. And now...
And both teams kind of going after football after they get the players wrapped up there. That time it was Robert Truex trying to strip the ball out. But it's going to be a nice game on first down, actually.
Well, it's Bradley Valenzuela with the carry. Did you say that? I'm sorry if you did.
That's handy.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, second and 5 now. There's Estrada again. And that could have been intercepted, and that was Estrada.
Yeah, dangerous pass there.
Excuse me, that's Anaya.
And Quintero, who is usually a special teams ace and a backup cornerback or safety. I'm not sure what they have him listed. They have him listed as a cornerback, but he's going to play a ton. He's going to play starters minutes today.
Well, we're getting some messages here. I'll talk to you about that at breaking games. The audio's not doing too well for us here. It's being interrupted, it sounds like, and then also sounds gargled a little bit too. So we'll check out on that here in just a moment. Get that fixed up here for you. Down in the Roswell area, 3rd and 5 now for Artesia. Estrada, the quarterback. Quick pass to Nick Sanchez, and Sanchez will be out of bounds. It will be another first down for Artesia.
West Gallegos wraps him up, but it's going to be enough for another first down for the Bulldogs as they get inside the 40. And asking a lot of the defense again.
Matt Chase Field, beautiful facility here in Artesia.
Single coverage down here. No safety on this side to help.
There's Anaya in the secondary.
Going the other way.
Going to take a shot, and it looks like that's going to be caught. And another touchdown for Artesia. And Greathouse doing his job for the Artesia Bulldogs.
Well, he's the real deal, Coach. You know, you and I were talking on the way here. You know, he's potentially a Division I receiver.
Well, the best, it appears that, well, I'll just say it. He potentially is the best receiver here in the state of New Mexico.
Well, he's definitely in the conversation. I mean, it's not a stretch by any means to say that he is in that conversation. The junior, 5'10", 170, and you know, he's been a star here for a couple years already.
Well, not only does he catch the ball or run the ball, but he also kicks the PAT, so it's going to make it 29-7 in favor of the Artesia Bulldogs. We're going to take a break. Thanks for listening and watching. KSVPTV.com and 106.5 Roswell Talk FM.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
All right, welcome back to Mac Chase Field. Bulldog Bowl, 29-7 on a 38-yard touchdown pass from Maestrada to Greathouse. Make the score 28-7. PAT by Greathouse up and good. Score now is 29-7 here in the fourth quarter with 4:35 remaining in this first half.
Yeah, you know, we just kind of gone to the well too many times against for this defense. You know, they just against a team as explosive as the Bulldogs, that's what you're going to get. And now they've extended the lead back out to a 3-score game.
There is the kick, and that is Estrada. Starburst.
And now he's got a little room.
It's about the 30-yard line, hit hard.
By far the best return of the game. Going to give him 15 on the return. And he was hit hard.
Well, I'm trying to see who the Artesia Bulldog it was that got the initial hit, but boy, it was hard.
You say Caden Joy, so.
Caden Joy, okay. All right, it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Coyotes.
Yeah, and the plan here now for the Coyotes is to go down the field and score, but probably to take all the time off the clock as well. There are 4:26 remaining here in the first half.
Artesia bringing the house. Quick pass to Sebastian Mendoza. Mendoza on his feet, brought down about the 38-yard line. Good pass, good catch, and an excellent run by Sebastian Mendoza.
Yeah, got 7 yards out of that.
Well, the Roswell Coyotes, far from being out of this ball game. It's 29-7, but as we mentioned earlier, 85-yard touchdown run on that first play special teams, and then, of course, the turnover by the Roswell Coyotes. But
yeah, that start is going to be nearly impossible to overcome.
Well,
I mean, you know, they have all those crazy statistics on in the NFL now. When you watch those broadcasts, you know, the percentage of winning, the Coyotes winning the game after starting like that were probably
slim to none.
Well, yeah, single digits to be sure. Bryce Sanchez with a real nice carry there.
It will be another first down for the Coyotes.
And 7 for Bryce.
Well, of course, you can't take anything away from Estrada, and of course, absolutely, Great House is doing a
that
fantastic job.
Yeah, that part is what I expected to see from Artesia.
All right, there's a pistol formation now. Fuentes dropping back to pass. He's going to take it himself, and he's going to be brought down. Oh, wow. Looked like Fuentes. I saw that ankle go down quickly, and right now, here's the thing I'm worried about is if Fuentes goes down, who would be your backup quarterback?
Well, it would be Padilla. Andrew Padilla, the sophomore, who has had so much success with the JV, an undefeated season with the JV this year. Ordinarily it would be Peyton Kennard.
Well,
Fuentes, he's out.
Fuentes in pain a little bit. It looked like he got an ankle. Well, he's still in the ball game, and he's going to hand that off to Sanchez, and Sanchez is going nowhere. Maybe a loss of 1. And you kind of have to do that right now. Give Manny a chance to catch his breath a little bit, and a little stinger there.
Yeah, we'll see, and we'll see a lot more after halftime than we'll see on this drive. But especially since this drive's in danger of being over after this play.
Well, it's very important to the Roswell Coyotes if they can score in this possession here. And go ahead in the halftime at that time. It might be okay. There's going to be a quarterback draw, possibly. No, it's going to be Fuentes. He's going to take it himself and goes cross field, hit hard. And that was number 12, Peyton Deans, with a hit. And boy, he hit Fuentes real hard.
Yeah.
And it's going to bring up a 4th down and see if the Roswell Coyotes will take a timeout. Yeah, the Coyotes will take a timeout. Let's just stay here. Let's talk a little football here. So 4th and 5, you're down 29-7. Are you going to go ahead and try to kick the ball, or are you going to try to go for the first down and try to run this out and score one last time before halftime?
Well, it's a tough decision, actually. 2 minutes left. If you fail to convert this 4th down here, you give Artesia good field position and a chance to almost put the game away. So, it's a high risk to be sure. And what is the reward? Even if you get it, even if you go for a touchdown, you're still down 2 scores.
Yep.
I think you kick it, but it doesn't look like they're going. Well, yeah, they're
going to punt it. And I think, here's the thing. Now, Zai Carrasco, they're in punt formation, but don't forget Zai Carrasco, not only can he run, but he can also pass.
Yeah.
And then Bryce Sanchez can also do the same thing. I doubt that's going to be the occurrence, but
I think you just got to boot this one.
And there's great hang time.
But a little short. Oh, ball's on the ground.
Well, it looked like Artesia recovers it. And that would have been a break for the Roswell Coyotes there.
Yeah. But that's the wise thing to do right there. And I
agree.
And to me, it's just a risk-reward thing. I mean, that high risk. You basically could lose the game on that play if you go for it. You can't really lose the game by punting it. Unless they run another one back.
1 minute and 47 seconds. This high-powered offense by Artesia.
Oh, still plenty of time.
A lot of time.
But a lot farther way to go and a lot less momentum and excitement that they would have had if they had held them on a 4th down at midfield.
Well, there's another timeout. This time we'll take one, too. We'll be right back. The score is 29-7 in favor of the Bulldogs.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy, like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company, but come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
All right, 29-7. Well, just like that, the Roswell Coyotes dodged a bullet. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Roswell Coyotes.
Well,
There's
yeah,
a personal foul.
Because we had a personal foul, and so it will be a 15-yard penalty as well, and so it's going to give the Coyotes a first down at the Artesia 34. Now, this changes everything, because if the Coyotes can score here in these last minute 47 and they get the ball to start the second half, they can get back in the game. But touchdown here goes a long way to making this game competitive.
Fuentes under pressure again, and it looks like there's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, and they'll decline that penalty because it was holding on the Coyotes, and they'll decline that, or they should.
Again, that right side of the line for the Roswell Coyotes. I mean, again.
Yeah, they do decline it on the big loss on the sack, so they'll take the down and the yards that come from the sack. And it's going to be a loss of, what do you think there, 9, 8?
Yeah, about 7, 8 yards.
So.
Yeah, they're going to say it's actually going to be 9. All right, so it's going to be 2nd and 18. And look at Christian Hernandez.
He's strong.
He is strong, and
Artesia's just going for the ball. They're not going
for the tackle.
Right. And he's going to get about 11 off of that.
Yeah, this looked good. I mean, just fast, strong as a bull. So 3rd down for the Roswell Coyotes. 3rd and about 7. And there's Christian Hernandez again.
Oh, needed to make that. If he can break that one, he'll get the first down. But instead, it's going to be just a short game.
Yep. And another timeout, and we'll stay here. 4th and about 3 or 4, huh? Maybe 5.
Yeah. I'm going to say 5. So, only got 2 on the carry. So, this and this one you got to go for. I mean, they're deep enough here. You've taken almost half the time off the clock that Artesia would have, although Artesia needs 1 second to score. I mean, that's how dangerous they are on offense. But, you definitely, this is a far lower risk reward situation to go for this on this 4th and 5. So we'll see what they dial up here.
Yeah, 4th and 5, and they're calling it on the 28-yard line. 29-7, a much-needed.
And a score from the Wool Bowl. The Mayfield Trojans have taken the lead, 21-20, with 1:19 left in that game. So we're almost exactly same time of the 2 games here.
All right, here it is, 4th and 5. It looks like the Bulldogs are going to bring the house. They're going to go after Fuentes. They're going to try to have a...
Yeah, it barks, but nobody came close to flinching on that Bulldog line.
Hard cadence right there.
Yeah.
And now a timeout for the Bulldogs.
Now that's interesting. Now I could see a timeout for Roswell there if they were just trying to draw him off and now maybe change their mind. Artesia looks at the offensive formation and now they call a timeout. So a little chess match going on here.
You like playing chess?
I don't play a lot of chess. I taught my kids to play and haven't played since then. Yeah. And once Jack could beat me, then I quit playing. he got pretty good.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 29-7 here. That is interesting to see. I mean, the Artesia Bulldogs took a timeout.
History will be made tonight, partner, one way or the other, no matter what happens in this game, because Coach Lynn has never won a football game in
the Bulldog
Bowl, and Coach Maupin has never beaten Jeff Lynn as a football coach. So, one of those things are going to happen, barring a tie. One of those things is going to happen.
Well, anything's possible. All right, 4th and 5, and here's Fuentes now. Artesia about to bring the house. And the defensive line for the Artesia Bulldogs just a little too much.
Well, he had plenty of time to get a pass away, and in that situation, I think if you don't have a great place to go, you just got to put a ball up there and give your receiver a chance. Yeah, give your receiver a chance. And that's, he'll learn. he'll learn to do that. I think in that situation, his thought process needs to be, I've got to get rid of this football in this situation. Unless it's just, parting in the Red Sea in front of him. Otherwise, he really needs to give one of his receivers a chance on that play. So it will be a minimal loss there on the sack.
So it's going to be 1st and 10. Turnover on downs. It will be Artesia ball. Estrada, the quarterback, once again. Shotgun right, slot right. Actually, double slot, and here is Estrada. He can run, and it's going to be a completion.
Yeah, just stayed behind the line of scrimmage before he threw that ball downfield.
I believe that's Greathouse. Is that correct? It is Greathouse.
I believe so. And they're going quick as both teams have used timeouts, and there's under 40 seconds now. And picked off.
No, it's going to be in and out of the hands.
And Isaac Loya had it in both his hands and just could not bring it in. And, boy, that...
A lot of time on the clock with 38 seconds. It doesn't sound like a lot, but
No, with this team, it's plenty of time.
2nd down and 10 from the 45. And as you mentioned earlier, Coach, the Artesia Bulldogs can score in 1 second.
Well, and even from this spot in the field, if it's 4th and 10 from here, if they get 2 incompletions here, they can go for it on 4th down here.
They will.
And they probably would, yeah.
There's a quick pass again. That's going to be a completion. So number 15, that's going to be Devin Fierro.
Molinar on the tackle there, and quick to the line again are the Bulldogs, now getting close to 20 seconds.
And there's Estrada going to take a shot, and that's going to be a little much, and that's going to be out.
Yeah, and don't think he was just doing that to stop the clock, because he thought he had something there and didn't like his pass. So and he's discussing that with Coach Maupin right now.
4th and 3.
So it will be 4th and 3. So, you don't. This is tough. They're going to go, but I'm not sure why you do. A lot more bad things can happen here for Artesia than good things.
Well, there's the snap. And Estrada rolling out to his right.
And they don't get it. And see what happens here now is you give the Coyotes 1 play, maybe 2 plays. So the Coyotes able to stop Artesia, so that's another plus for this defense. And, again, Artesia's put 29 on the board. But, only 2 of those are on the defense. Only 2 of those scores. And if you hold Artesia, if your defense holds Artesia to 2 scores and a half of football in the Bulldog Bowl, I'll take that 10 out of 10 times.
Well, let's just put it this way. You have 10 seconds left. You just kneel it and go on.
Oh, absolutely not. Not down. Not down. Take a shot down the field. Take your shot. You might,
Well, and the reason I'm saying that, you had, Manny Fuentes a little shaken up a little bit. I think you go in 29-7.
Well, going in 29-7 in the Bulldog Bowl doesn't win you a lot of football games. Yeah, you have to get rid of it here, yeah.
Well, it's a good
they're going to say
catch.
Out of bounds. So it's going to go down as an incompletion, and now 2 seconds. Now, if you complete that ball, maybe you take a shot. They're going
to get Padilla in here, and they are. Padilla's going to come in, and they're going to.
I don't see Padilla coming in. I think
that's Estrada.
Yeah, and here comes Segala. Is he going to?
Segala's going out.
Or is he going to line up right there? No, he is going out.
Okay. So second, this is going to be the last play of the half.
Barring a defensive penalty.
True.
And that's what you do. You throw it up there, give your guy a chance, see if he can get a penalty. And
beautiful pass by Fuentes to Estrada. And it's going to be a completed pass to Estrada, but that's going to be the end of the first half. Artesia leads at 29-7. We'll be back here in about
4 minutes.
3-4 minutes.
Big O Tires proudly sells our own brand of affordable tires. Our Bigfoot AT2 offers improved all-terrain traction. Our Legacy All-Season Plus keeps you on the road in any weather. And each set comes standard with the industry's greatest warranty. Now through October 30th, save $100 instantly on select sets of 4 Big O brand tires with installation purchase. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for details.
ENMU Roswell offers high school students the opportunity to get a head start on their college education journey into healthcare. Through the Allied Health Careers Pathway, high school learners can enroll in dual credit courses that introduce them to a wide range of careers that include emergency medical technician, paramedic, nursing, occupational therapy, respiratory therapy, medical assistant, phlebotomy, and nursing assistant. Start your healthcare career path at ENMU Roswell. Contact your high school counselor for more information.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and early detection saves lives. Take care of yourself by staying up to date on your mammograms at Artesia General Hospital. Their 3D mammography brings you the most accurate technology with your comfort and convenience in mind. Appointments average just 15 minutes. If you're a woman over age 40, you don't need a doctor's referral to schedule a mammogram. Remember, early detection saves lives. Request your appointment today at artesiageneral.com/mammogram.
October is National Cooperative Month, and when Central Valley Electric Cooperative celebrates Co-op Month, we are really celebrating you. After all, CVE wouldn't exist without you, our members. Stop by our office in Artesia Friday, October 28th for Coffee with Your Co-op. Come grab a cup of coffee and something sweet and help us celebrate you. Come and go between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. and again from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's National Cooperative Month, and CVE wants to celebrate you, our members.
Fergie's Plumbing and Heating now has financing available through One Main Financial. Let Fergie's keep your house warm all winter long. Call 622-2260 today. And when you get a new HVAC unit from Fergie's, you get a $50 Cattle Baron gift card on them. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating, 622-2260.
Buying a sewing machine from a big box store or online might seem like a bargain, but in this case, you really do get what you pay for. Just the machine. No lessons, no help with figuring out why it isn't working the way you expect, and no one close to fix it. Buying locally from an authorized retailer may cost a little more, but in the end, it will save you time, money, and aggravation. Come see me, Chris Ann, at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, and let me show you why it pays to shop local. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
The Bulldog Bowl in Artesia, New Mexico, where your Roswell Coyotes trail the Bulldogs 29-7 here at the half. And really the difference in the game has been the just terrible start by the Coyotes, who gave up a punt return touchdown and then immediately fumbled the ensuing kickoff and gave up another quick score. Without that, it's a pretty close ball game, but lots to work on in the locker room, lots of adjustments to be made for Coach Lynn and his staff. If they're going to get back in this one, it's going to be tough to do, always tough to do here in Artesia. We're going to have some stats for you here.
That was a quick 4 minutes.
It was a quick, I think it was only 3 as long as it was a quick 4 minutes. Manny Fuentes had 1 point after touchdown. That was good. Zay Carrasco's done a real good job punting the football. He's got 3 punts for a total of 133 yards. And that is an average of 44 yards. So pretty good job by Zay Carrasco with the 3 punts. 2 kickoff returns for the Coyotes, one by Robert Truex for 6, and Josh Estrada had a 15-yard kick return. Defensively, Coyotes were led by Wes Gallegos with 3 tackles. Cheeto Lomeli chipped in 3 as well. Eli Lynn, Damian Quezada, Robert Truex unofficially with 2 each. Isaac Loya, Vernon Molinar, and Nate Quintero each had 1. Offensively, the Coyotes not just real effective on the ground. We'll start with the rushing statistics first. Manny Fuentes has 5 carries for minus 13 yards, and 3 of those coming on 3 sacks. Christian Hernandez, 3 carries for a total of 13, and Bryce Sanchez, 6 carries for 23. Through the air, Manny Fuentes, 10 of 12 for 110 yards and a touchdown. But,
120?
110.
110.
So, relatively effective when he does let it go. But, again, he's taking those 3 sacks. And, that's been a little costly for the Coyotes. Sebastian Mendoza had 3 of those catches for 17 yards. Manny Segala, 1 for 12. Josh Estrada, 3 catches for a total of 32 yards. Malachi Mitchell, 1 catch for 27. And a 3-yard touchdown grab by not Isaac Loya, but A.B. Toscano, his 2nd career touchdown. And that's the stats, partner.
All right, well, sounds good. 29-7 is the score. We're going to take another break. We're here at the Bulldog Bowl in Artesia, New Mexico. We'll be right back.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect, and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
The numbers don't lie. Crime is up in southeastern New Mexico. In 2021, Roswell had almost 40 crimes per 1,000, including larceny, assault battery, burglary, motor vehicle theft, robbery, and homicide. These days, the best defense you can get is having a locally owned company install the best security system available. That's Zenith Security Services. They offer real security solutions for your home and business. When it comes to your safety, you need a locally owned, locally minded security company at your defense. Call Zenith Security Services today, 575-626-3521. 575-626-3521.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor. John runs with us. Nothing runs like a deer. Get a 3 Series tractor with 0% APR for 72 months at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2316.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia or Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company, but come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
Fergie's Plumbing and Heating now has financing available through One Main Financial. Let Fergie's keep your house warm all winter long. Call 622-2260 today. And when you get a new HVAC unit from Fergie's, you get a $50 Cattle Baron gift card on them. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating, 622-2260.
In the morning, never dreamed of this.
And you were telling us too before we got started, fireworks.
And welcome back to the Bulldog Bowl. About 8 minutes and 23 seconds left in halftime here. Goddard and Mayfield also at halftime, and Mayfield has a 21-20 lead in that one, as they have a little bit ahead of us. So these games will be be wrapping up about the same time. Just to recap, Coyotes took the field on defense. First, they attempted an onside kick, unsuccessful, so Artesia had pretty decent field position. Coyotes were able to hold, got a turnover on downs on that initial drive for the Bulldogs. Coyotes' offensive drive stalled after that and were forced to punt, and that led to the 85-yard punt return touchdown by the Artesia Bulldogs for the first score of the game. On the ensuing kickoff, Coyotes fumbled at their own 12 or 13 and gave the ball right back to the Bulldogs, and they were able to punch it in on that short field. And then a penalty on the extra point attempt got the Bulldogs half the distance, so they elected to go for 2. So just about 4 minutes into the game, the Artesia Bulldogs had a 15-0 lead. Since then, the Bulldogs have scored twice on long passes, either setup or scoring long passes to the excellent receiver, Peyton Greathouse, who, again, we talked about as one of the best, if not the best, receiver in the state. The junior. Coming into the game, he had 50 receptions, 911 yards for an 18.2 average, averaging 130 yards a game. And that was with only a long catch of 60 yards. He's bested that today, and he had 7 touchdowns coming into the game in 7 games. So Greathouse having a career year here in his junior season. And also you have to acknowledge the play of quarterback Nia Estrada, who has been just deadly accurate with passes down the field and connecting to multiple receivers as the Artesia offense doing what it does best and attacking through the air. Not much success on the ground, although they have tried a little bit. But again, the Coyote defense has been okay. They have allowed 2 touchdowns in the game, but to a high-scoring team like Artesia at home, you know, that's still got to be considered a success in my book. It's the bad start, the special teams giving up a score, and then, of course, the fumble deep in your own territory. Those are the kind of mistakes that lose you football games in all situations. But when you're in the Bulldog Bowl, as they make their adjustments in the locker room and come out for the second half. Now, that's kind of the bad news. The good news is the Coyotes are going to get the ball first. They will receive the kickoff. We'll see what they have dialed up for that. The Artesia Bulldogs special teams have been just stellar. They're down there on both kinds of kick coverage teams and just taking it to the Coyotes. Coyotes have been able to get nowhere on returns. So once they get the offense on the field, hopefully Manny Fuentes has not suffered a severe injury. He was banged up a little bit on a play in which it appeared to maybe turn his ankle a little bit. He was limping around, but still able to stay in the game and still able to run the offense, effectively run the offense from an injury standpoint at least. So we get to about 4 minutes left on the clock, which means about 7 minutes until the second half kickoff. And Art, what do you think?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to tell you that this hot dog is immaculate, Coach. This is you got one of those, I call it Dodger dogs with relish, mustard, ketchup.
Hey, I'm proud of you. I hadn't mentioned the Dodgers until now.
I'm about to ask you here, just catching up with some old friends, you know. So
I'll tell you what. I'll get you a baseball score here if you're so inclined, and whether it's the Dodgers losing to the Padres right now in the bottom of the 4th inning with that series tied 1-1. The Cleveland Guardians defeated the Yankees 4-2 in extra innings in 10 today, and that ties that series. That's a makeup game from yesterday that got rained out. And the Phillies take it to their division opponents, the Braves, 9-1, and Philadelphia leads the Braves, the defending champion Braves, 2-1 in that series. So they're on the verge of eliminating the champs in the NLDS. And hopefully, for your sake, partner, I will say, hopefully the Dodgers can come back and beat the Padres. But again, they are down 2-0, bottom of the fourth.
Well, plenty of baseball to be played. Of course, you had the third baseman, Manny Machado, the former Dodger, that really doing a good job for the San Diego Padres. But,
yeah, he had a cup of coffee in a Dodger uniform, I think.
Maybe one time or another. So, well, what do you think? Let's take a break. We have some bills to pay. Are we good to go?
No, we can take one.
All right, we'll be right back. You're listening and watching KSVPTV.com and 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
October is National Cooperative Month, and when Central Valley Electric Cooperative celebrates Co-op Month, we are really celebrating you. After all, CVE wouldn't exist without you, our members. Stop by our office in Artesia Friday, October 28th for Coffee with Your Co-op. Come grab a cup of coffee and something sweet and help us celebrate you. Come and go between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. and again from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's National Cooperative Month, and CVE wants to celebrate you, our members.
All right, welcome back to Artesia, New Mexico. We're here at the Bulldog Bowl, better known as Mac Chase Field. Beautiful field, one of the best in the state of New Mexico, if not the best in the state of New Mexico. The Roswell Coyotes currently trail at halftime 29-7, and Art Sandoval, Kelly McDonald. Let's talk a little bit of football here. 2022 football coaches top 10 football polls. As we have right now, the Roswell Coyotes currently ranked number 1 in 5A, followed by the Artesia Bulldogs. Of course, this is the New Mexico Game of the Week. Ranked third is the Piedra Vista Panthers, followed by the Goddard Rockets. Mayfield in the 5 spot. 6 is the Valley Vikings. 7th is Deming. 8th is Santa Teresa, 9 is the Highland Hornets, and 10 is the Miramaya Patriots. That is the 2022 football coaches top 10 polls. Others receiving votes were Belen, Los Alamos, and Gaston. Now, Coach McDonald, we were talking about the significance of this game right here. The Roswell Coyotes currently losing 29-7. 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3 in some polls. Talk to us right now about your opinion on this. Give us some scenarios right now. Roswell wins this ball game. They'll remain 1. If Artesia wins, they'll take over the number 1 ranking. But how important? I say that.
I don't agree with that.
I agree. This is okay. I want your opinion on it.
Yeah,
because we're going to debate this.
Well, and of course it depends on what poll you're talking about. In the Max Press poll, they're going to stay at 2. In the coaches poll, they probably do go up to number 1 because it's a lot of that is reputation. I mean, for lack of a better word. I mean, the coaches have so much respect for this Bulldog program that I think you will see a discrepancy in the coaches poll and the Max Press poll. Okay. And in week 10 or week 9, I mean, that's unusual.
Right.
At the top. You can see differences going down the polls. But this late in the season, I think it'll be really interesting because I think you will see that discrepancy. Piedra Vista will be 1 in the Max Press poll, and, unless they lose. And then Artesia will be number 2, and they'll be flip-flopped in the coaches poll.
So you're talking about the algorithm in Max Preps, and you're talking about the strength of the schedule. So this is my protest to this right here. Roswell wins, they remain number 1. If the Roswell Coyotes were to lose, Artesia, in my opinion, will take over the number 1 ranking. And then, of course, the Roswell Coyotes go to number 2 along with Piedra Vista. And it depends on the score right now in Roswell. Looks like Mayfield is currently beating Goddard 21-20. I think after that, I think the Mayfield Trojans go to 4. Or the Goddard Rockets, give or take 4 or 5. And then after that, Kelly, I think everything else falls behind. I think it's, and I don't mean any disrespect towards the other teams, but other than that, I think those top 5, top 6 are going to, be the the big part of the state tournament there. So I really do think that, the strength of schedule that the Roswell Coyotes play, I think that's going to keep them in the, 1-2 spots. I don't think Piedra Vista can actually go on top of Roswell because Roswell beat Piedra Vista. So if that's the case, I think Piedra Vista stays in the 3-hole.
But I actually disagree with that too.
Okay.
Because I think if they had the same record, I think that would be the case, or if they were in the same district, that would be the case. But I think PV can still be ranked ahead of Roswell going into the state tournament because PV is going to be 9-1,
right?
And Roswell would be at best 8-2.
8-2.
Right.
So now what brings up for discussion is the 6 criteria.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about the 6 criteria, there's a lot of factors to play in. So why don't you talk about that for a second?
Okay, so what you're going to have with the 6 criteria is, first of all, what are the 6 criteria? First, and I say first, these are all they're all equal. All these criteria are equal, but finish in regular season district play. So Roswell and Piedra Vista, there's no impact on that criteria. Head-to-head, obviously, there is,
okay.
and Goddard or Roswell would receive that one. Wins against district champs, regardless of class.
Okay.
Roswell gets that one.
Roswell gets that one.
Well, they get one out of that one for beating PV because PV will be a district champ.
Okay.
And then, you get the craziness of our district. If you get a situation where, Artesia beats us, we beat Goddard beats Artesia, then, you get in a weird situation there too. But then you have overall record, and that would go to PV. You'd have the max preps rankings, that would go to PV. And then you have member school input, which is basically the coaches poll.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
They're underway here.
They're underway as we begin the third quarter, and the Roswell Coyotes did win the toss, and so they defer to the second half, which means they will have the ball. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Roswell Coyotes. If you're just now tuning in on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and KSVPTV.com, the score is 29-7 as we begin the third quarter. Art Sandoval, Kellen McDonald here at the Bulldog Bowl. Mac Chase Field, beautiful 70 degrees here. Beautiful crowd here. Looks like a lot of fans from Roswell made the trip to Artesia.
Yeah, not enough on those Spirit buses, but people came on their own, looks like, because the stands are pretty full over there.
They really are. So, all right, Manny Fuentes, as you're alluding to it at halftime, he did I don't want to say he got injured. He was banged up a little bit. It looks like he's in the ballgame. He appears to be okay, and there's going to be a handoff right off the bat, and there's going to be some positive yardage for the Roswell Coyotes.
And that's one of those rugby scrums there. And I noticed that Lucius Moore is back in. Let's see if he's in at center or at guard. But looks like they've gone back to
the original.
Yeah, well, as close as they could get to the original front 5 with the injuries that they've suffered, and nothing doing on that running play. So
and that looks like Sanchez, right?
Yeah, Sanchez gained 5 and then lost. We'll see how many.
Yeah, when we have a chance, we'll talk a little bit of schedules for the Roswell Coyotes and the Artesia Bulldogs. As we were talking about the algorithms and the rankings and stuff like that. I think it's important for the community to understand exactly how that works. It's just it's almost just about crazy how. That is. Oh no.
No, nervous there.
You got nervous there. That's Sebastian Mendoza with the reception. But, +7.
Yeah, +7.
Yeah, so just so important that the community understands what the 6 criteria are. They understand it and how the algorithms work. And, the max preps are really pretty close to being spot on when it comes down to the state tournament.
Right.
All right, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 32. 29-7 is the score. It's going to be handed off. And, good run.
Christian.
And that's going to be Christian Hernandez. And it's going to be another Coyote first down.
12-yard carry for Christian Hernandez, his 4th, and he's up to 25 yards, and that gets him about even with Bryce Sanchez for the lead.
Looks like Sebastian Mendoza is going to come off the field a little bit. It looks like he has a little bit of a limp. Going to go take a look, and he's going to be just fine running around the sideline there. So, okay, 1st and 10 from the 45 left hash in this pistol formation. Slot to the right. Here comes Fuentes. Fuentes, quick pass, and that's going to be to Estrada. Josh Estrada will have some room, and he is going to be taken down about the 37-yard line. It will be another Coyote first down.
13 yards for Estrada on that one. And just a nice play there, not a well-executed play as the fake, everyone went with the fake and then left Estrada wide open for the little slant, and 13 yards and into Bulldog territory. This is a big drive in the game. I mean, they've got to get a touchdown here, otherwise I think the doubt starts to creep in.
5-man front for the Artesia Bulldogs. They're going to bring the house here. There's going to be a toss, and that's going to be to Bryce Sanchez. Sanchez on his feet, and will have about 3 yards. So we bring up a 2nd and 7. And, Coach Lynn is just utilizing that running game right now. It looks like personnel. It looks like Lucius Moore is back in the ball game at center. And I'm kind of curious to find out the right tackle if Adrian Barraza is still in that ball game. It looks like he is.
Double tight end. And
their speed option now, and there is going to be, well, luckily enough, Manny Fuentes held on to that ball because
I thought he had him by the helmet, but I guess he didn't, or it wasn't called. Maybe that's just the way it looked.
Well, the front of the helmet, of course, we have a glare up here, but
it's going to be a loss of 6 for Fuentes. He did a good job by not pitching the football there.
Okay, so it'll be a 3rd and 12. It looks like Segala down here along with Apodaca. Empty set. Slip screen.
And blockers do their job, and it's going to be a first down for Weathersby.
Well, there's some athleticism right there for Weathersby. Boy, he...
Going to give him 15. That may not be exactly right, but it looked like 15 when it needed 13.
He's injured a little bit. He's going down the sideline. Looked like a hand, maybe. Looks like Lisa's going down to take a look at him on the sideline. It will be 1st and 10 from the 29. 29-7 is the score. 7:53 remaining in the third quarter. As the offense gets set, pistol formation, Fuentes going to hand it off to Sanchez. Sanchez
big
on his feet. He's on his hole. Be brought down about the 15-yard line.
14-yard carry, and that's his biggest carry of the night.
Well, let's see if that pigeon can just land on the field.
Be like that goose we had on the field. That was at Dodger Stadium.
It was at Dodger Stadium, and I'm a little upset with that. So here's another handoff, and Sanchez.
Yeah, I thought he had something initially. He's going to get 1 or 2. And a little extracurricular action there.
Yeah, it was.
Susie. We'll see what they give him on the forward progress. It was more than that.
Yeah, no, absolutely more than that.
Going to be 0, but he was well past the line of scrimmage before he got knocked backwards. That's all right. 2nd and 10.
All right, there's a toss to Hernandez. Hernandez, the speed demon.
And we'll see if they give him 4 or 5, depending on where he went out of bounds. Look like they're going to be closer to, well, now they're going to say 3. So
yeah, they're going to call it 3. I suppose so. I mean, they're down there, we're up here, but the angle that we're at looks like there was more than that. So
yeah, I thought it was going to be 5, and then they spotted a 3, but it's okay. Like you said, we can't see that side of the field, are we sure?
Bear front for the Artesia Bulldogs. There's pistol formation and hand it off again. No, it's going to be Fuentes. Going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, Coyotes. Yeah. And that looks like Weathersby.
Yeah. 12-yard touchdown for Weathersby. And
now the question is, will the Coyotes go for 2?
I don't think so yet. I mean, you got other things to worry about right now, as I think you can wait on that decision.
I think get the T on the field real quick. That needs to be, there it is, okay. So from the 10-yard line is the PAT, and here is Manny Fuentes.
And, other than taking some sacks maybe when he's trying to do too much running the football. Did he make that? Yeah.
He did. That was it was high up there, but Manny Fuentes.
I was going to say, Manny's done a pretty good job. I mean, his numbers are good, but the Coyotes do lead, or trim the lead to a 2-score game. Let's see if the defense can do their job.
We'll be right back.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor. John runs with us. Nothing runs like a deer. Get a 3 Series tractor with 0% APR for 72 months at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2316.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia or Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Yard touchdown pass by Manny Fuentes to Weathersby, and the PAT by Fuentes up and good. In the lead now, it's 29-14 here in the third quarter.
So they didn't score in the opening drive, but they do manage to get the stop of Artesia and then take the ball down the field to score. So Coyotes trying to get back in this one. They are down 2 scores. We are 6:45 here in the third quarter. And it's going to be up to the defense now, or possibly the special teams, to help the Coyotes get back in this one.
All right, here's Zach Carrasco set to kick for the Coyotes. Waiting for the whistle, and there it is. And Carrasco will have a little pooch kick there, but off to the races. And it's number 15. That's going to be Fierro. Finally brought down.
Well, and again, the special teams domination by the Bulldogs. I mean, they've just been far and away better at special teams than we have.
Absolutely have, yep.
And, that's been the difference in the game, to be honest with you, because, it's the punt coverage. Really, without the special teams, it's a 1-score game.
All right, so Devin Fierro gets the Bulldogs into, they're going to call it midfield. I thought they were actually in Coyote territory, but that is not the fact at this point. There's going to be a reverse there for Artesia.
Ooh, big hit there. They're going to say he was down.
And Greathouse.
Monreal with the stick. And Greathouse got up and kept running. He didn't think he was down, but the officials said, yes, you were, and it's a 1-yard gain for Greathouse. Greathouse has carried more in this game
than he has all year.
All year. Yep. So I don't know if they were saving it, what the deal was, but they're really trying to get the ball in Peyton's hands, and probably a good idea.
2nd and 9 now for the Bulldogs. It is Estrada, quarterback.
Oh, some running room there. He's got the corner.
Just like that. LaRock in for the touchdown.
And there's the breakdown on defense, which we have seen practically none of this season. But, yeah, just when who was it? LaRock made the corner. He's got the speed. So,
well, and he showed it right there. And that was a 49-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, 49 yards. And that makes score 35-14. So at some point, Artesia really could try to make it add another score to their lead. But
PAT was up and good too, huh? So it's 36-14. We're going to take a break. Bulldogs lead.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
As Jesse LaRock had a 49-yard touchdown run. Bulldogs now lead 36-14 with 5:58 remaining in this third quarter. Had a score from Roswell, 28-21. Goddard leads. And I just heard from the background there that Goddard just scored again. So make it 34-21 in favor of the Rockets.
Pending the extra point.
Looks like Isaac Loya is on the 5-yard line waiting for the kick. Let's see what Artesia does here. All right, it is returnable.
High and short.
And that is going to be Jeremiah Modriel, is it?
Yeah, I believe so. And that's going to wind up being a return of no yards and probably lucky just to maintain possession. And so now pretty much have to air it out, don't you?
Oh, well, there's no doubt about that. You have to. You're down 36-14. If you're going to win here in the Bulldog Bowl, you better make something happen and happen quick.
Yeah, I think, Artesia just needs to, and it's kind of weird to think about it from their perspective, but as long as they don't turn the ball over, they're going to have a hard time losing the game at this point.
And again, there's public opinion on this particular game here. Win, lose, or draw, I think these two teams will potentially meet in the near future.
Well, yeah, they absolutely could. You have the Coyote down. It looks like a lineman.
Well, I'm trying to see a number here.
But it is going to be a injury timeout as the carry by, I believe, that was Giovanni Apodaca who carried for.
Looked like maybe a cramp, whoever that might be. It looks like
well, that's what you hope for, because that's something you can get over quickly. But that does appear to be a cramp. By the way, Lisa Sandoval is tending to whichever lineman that is. And they'll have to get the OG to get a sub for him when he's ready to get up.
Those cramps definitely hurt. Looks like maybe a calf. Yeah, he's going to be fine. Looks like that's going to be number 79, isn't it? That's going to be Jesus Campos.
Yeah, he's limping off, but again, it is a cramp, so that's.
Yeah, that's.
He'll be all right. It'll take a few minutes, but he'll be all right.
Yeah, he's not a small fellow.
No, he isn't. And, miss him in the baseball program, but he's just focusing on football now.
Yep, absolutely. All right, Coach McDonald, it is a 2nd and 5 from the 26. It is Coyote ball. Jeff Lynn yelling out something to Fuentes. Double tight here. Motion will happen. And there's going to be a fumble on the play, and looks like the Coyotes.
I think Fuentes was able to get down on it, but I don't know if Manning tried to get away from center too quickly, and I don't know which center is in the game either. So.
Well, that's took the words right out of my mouth. Hard to see up here.
Well, Moore is in the game. I just don't know if he's playing center or if it's Avidia still in there. But
well, it looks like that's.
Yeah, I think Moore's playing guard. So
yeah, Avitia still in at center.
And Fuentes
gonna be brought down again.
Yeah, he got close. Got about 3 of the 5 he needed.
Well, on this side of the field, you're going to have to punt, but
not a bad situation for the fake. Just needing 2 yards and having the athletes you have as your punter and the athlete you have as your protector. You know, a direct snap to Bryce Sanchez and he runs the ball, or, you know, a run pass option for Carrasco, but they are going to kick it.
Carrasco getting some opportunity there.
And good coverage there by the punt coverage team. But now, once again, you have to tell your defense you have to stop them. And when you're playing Artesia Bulldogs anywhere, that's a tall task when you're playing them in the Bulldog Bowl, when their offense is rolling the way it is today. That's a even bigger task.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens here with Coach Bolaños' defense.
Did get an update from the Wool Bowl. It is 35-21 in favor of the Goddard Rockets.
Extra point was good then.
Yes, it was. Estrada rolling out to his right. Goes up the middle. And there's going to be a fumble, and the Coyotes will recover.
Coyotes are on it.
And there's a flag on the play.
Is it flag or did they just spot the ball out?
Well,
yeah, I think they were just
spotting it. Okay.
So that is a break that the Coyotes desperately needed. It was a completion, and it's a great house, and then a fumble recovery by, I believe it was Vernon Molinar.
Yep, it was Vernon.
I didn't see who put the initial hit on, and even with the great season he's had, Peyton Greathouse, that's his 4th lost fumble on the season. So that is something that he's going to need to work on.
And he's set now. Fuentes goes up the middle there. Pass is completed to Estrada. Estrada on his feet and brought down about the 44-yard line.
So a 9-yard completion there. And Estrada, who has pretty much been the primary target, along with Sebastian Bills, actually.
We had that touchdown as well. So, okay, there's going to be a handoff now to Sanchez. Sanchez will have another Roswell Cow first down.
And I asked you earlier, and you agreed that they pretty much have to air it out, but I don't. It's 3 scores,
right?
And there is a whole quarter to play, and there's more time than you think because of the way Artesia plays and stopping the clock.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe you can run the football a little bit here and keep your offense on the field.
Oh, that's not a horse collar?
Boy, it looked bad.
It looked bad. So, again, and I'm not pleased when I say this. You go try to win this ball game. You absolutely go try to win this ball game. But does this ball game mean really that much?
It was Coach Cooper who said, Coach Henderson, Cooper, that there's more than one Coach.
Cooper Henderson.
Oh, here's he's got one
touchdown, Coyotes.
I mean, if there's no flag,
that is Apodaca.
That is just about the easiest you'll ever see. Has the 36-yard line. I'll tell you what Coach Cooper said in a minute.
Yeah, let's keep on saying it because it's just
36-yard touchdown to Apodaca. And we'll get that down here. His first catch of the game.
Apodaca. Well, and that's exactly what the Roswell Coyotes needed there.
Yeah, that gets them back in the game. I mean, now it's just 2 scores. And
PAT has to be good here. So let's see if Fuentes can.
Well, it's still a 2-score game. Even if he misses, you'd like to see him make it.
Well, absolutely.
But, Coach Cooper always said that there's 3 seasons. There's the...
Coach Cooper Henderson or Coach Britt Cooper?
Oh, no, Cooper Henderson.
Okay.
Coach Cooper Henderson would say, there's the season before district play, and then district plays the season, and then the postseason is the season.
Yeah, so that's exactly right.
And so we're kind of starting the second season here.
And third season will begin here in about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But, hey, let's take a break for
some teams that will.
We'll be right back. It was a 36-yard touchdown pass from Manny Fuentes to Apodaca. PAT's up and good, 36-21 in favor of the Bulldogs.
Buying a sewing machine from a big box store or online might seem like a bargain, but in this case, you really do get what you pay for, just the machine. No lessons, no help with figuring out why it isn't working the way you expect, and no one close to fix it. Buying locally from an authorized retailer may cost a little more, but in the end, it will save you time, money, and aggravation. Come see me, Chris Ann, at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, and let me show you why it pays to shop local. So Easy Sewing, you've never had it so easy.
36-yard touchdown pass from Manny Fuentes to Giovanni Apodaca. PAT by Fuentes, up and good. Coyotes back in business. 36-21 is the score with 2:25 remaining in the third quarter. Cy Carrasco set to kick off for the Coyotes, and
there's the little pooch.
A little pooch kick.
And fielded and brought down after a 5-yard return.
So the Roswell Coyotes defensively need another turnover here to get back in this ballgame.
And I like that. I like that, what they did right there on that kickoff. It maybe gives you a chance if you pooch it up there a little higher, a little pop-up, more of a pooch kick, and then maybe you give yourselves a chance at recovering. Even if you don't, they got good field position. But the way they've been returning the deep kicks, they were going to be here anyway. So I like that decision.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 45. It is going to be Estrada, the quarterback. I believe that's LaRock next to him. Oh, hit hard. And there's going to be a fumble.
Boy, and that ball came out again, but Artesia able to get on it. And it's going to be a loss. It's going to wind up being a loss. There was a gain on the run, but then the fumble, the ball goes back, and luckily for Artesia, they're able to get back on it. Roswell almost forcing yet another turnover there.
All right, 3-man front for the Coyotes. Make it 4-man front. And that's going to be Greathouse with the carry.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at the number of
carries. There's going to be a flag, and it might be a hold.
Oh, and maybe some extracurricular there. And I didn't see a second flag come out, but a Roswell player went flying way after the play.
Well, I don't know if it was, as you mentioned, extracurricular, or if it was actually just a block that lost his balance and fell.
Well, it was so long after the play was over.
But there is going to be a holding on the Artesia Bulldogs, so.
Yeah, and you take this one for sure. I mean, it would be 3rd and 7, but you're going to make it be 2nd and about 20 instead. And, an opportunity for a stop here now. So you get the fumble, you don't get on it, but then you get the penalty. And now, if you can play good defense for 2 downs here,
yep,
you can get the ball back.
Well, it looks like the Roswell Coyotes called a timeout. We'll take one, too. We'll be right back. 36-21 in favor of the Bulldogs.
ENMU Roswell offers high school students the opportunity to get a head start on their college education journey into healthcare. Through the Allied Health Careers Pathway, high school learners can enroll in dual credit courses that introduce them to a wide range of careers that include emergency medical technician, paramedic, nursing, occupational therapy, respiratory therapy, medical assisting, phlebotomy, and nursing assistant. Start your healthcare career path at ENMU Roswell. Contact your high school counselor for more information.
36-21. Bulldogs lead here in the 3rd quarter with a minute 35. Looks like the Roswell Coyotes called a timeout, and there's discussion from the White Hat going to both sidelines. Not sure what's going on.
Yeah, I think it's basically a warning about any extracurricular activity after the play, which we suspected.
Estrada is going to throw it to Greathouse. It will be a completion, and it's going to be close to a 1st down. Let's see the spot of the.
No. They've got to get twice that far. It's still going to be.
Oh, I beg your pardon. That's the original line of scrimmage.
3rd and 12 here, so.
Yep.
And a tackle made by George Chavez, having to go a long way from his linebacker spot.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, a long way to go. Still 13 yards, but 13 yards for the Artesia Bulldogs. Not too bad, huh? They can get that done in one play, as they did right there. And, well, it looked like he was down before. Let's see what the officials say here.
Yeah, they're gonna give it an extra effort there, and you know what? I think they should have. I mean, he wasn't down. You can talk about forward progress or anything like that, but that's just a great extra effort from Greathouse to get that 1st down. And really, they go for it anyway if it's just
yeah. Well, of course.
Yeah. Good defense there by the Coyotes as they try to run it up the middle, and it looks like
I believe that was Valenzuela with the carry.
And it was Eli Lynn
with the stop.
With help.
Well, this the clock continues to run. The Bulldogs have seconds left there. There's just a screen.
Yeah, and had a couple of options there, and I think he actually really wanted to come this other way. It's a great house, but he was covered, so he goes the other way. Pass is short, but a nice catch, and it's going to be first down yardage.
So they're going to gain about 10 yards. First down for Artesia.
Yeah, now this is where it gets dangerous. If they're going to run a play, they don't have to. I don't think they will. I think we're going to go to the quarter.
I would. But
sure.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. We're going to take a break. At the end of 3, the Artesia Bulldogs lead at 36-21. We'll be right back.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
12 minutes left in this contest as we begin the fourth quarter. 36-21. Kelly McDonald, what are your thoughts in this fourth quarter?
Well, it's just disappointing to me that the game started the way it did, because it's been played pretty evenly since then.
Yep,
I mean,
sure
it's been
has.
3 scores each by each team since that disastrous start with the special teams touchdown and then the fumble inside your own 15 and a fumble snap there.
Oh, good recovery there.
Oh,
and there's going to be coming back. There's going to be a hold.
Yep, that's going to take a touchdown off the board.
So they're saying that Devin Fierro will score the touchdown, but that's going to come back.
So there's going to be discussion now. We'll see if it will be. I'm not sure why you have to go over and discuss it over here. And unless they pick it up, it's either got to be offsetting or it's. I mean, because is that the original flag that's over there on the 14-yard line?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so there's just the one flag, and they are gonna call.
It's going to be on Artesia.
It's going to be a hold, yeah. So that's a break in itself right there, because that play was drawn up well, and despite the fumbled snap, the screenplay works. And did they call a touchdown, or they called him short?
No, they called it a touchdown.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, so there is 2 flags.
At least.
There's one on the 30-yard line and one on about the 14. So there's discussion once again.
Well, and I hear our compatriots over here talking about maybe there were 3 penalties on the play.
One offset and possibly?
Well, if there's 2 on one team and 1 on the other. Okay, there's. And that is declined. Oh, they're both against the Bulldogs. So both penalties were against the Bulldogs. So they will accept one of the 2. Oh, and then a personal foul against
Roswell.
So what happens there?
Offset.
No, because the personal foul always gets
5 yards more, so they're going to gain 5 yards.
So they're going to gain 5 and replay the down. So instead of a touchdown, it's 5-yard gain and a do-over on the down.
So it's going to be first and
5 at the 25. So a lot going on there.
Okay.
We thought it was 1 flag. Turns out it's 3.
All right, there's Estrada now dropping back to pass. That is going to be almost intercepted.
Yeah, dangerous pass there.
And, a lot of courage there by Artesia as they're really trying to utilize that middle.
Well, and they're going to Great House, I would say, 2 out of every 3 times they target somebody.
Yep.
And yes, he's that good, but they've got other good receivers, so the Coyotes have to be careful and not focus on Greathouse too much and ignore the other guys, because the other guys are capable as well. They're not Peyton Greathouse, but they're good receivers.
2nd and 6 from the 25 right hash, and here is the Artesia Bulldogs. Estrada drops the pass. He's going to find somebody in the end zone. No, he's in trouble. And
now just throws it away.
Going to throw it away.
Good coverage by the Coyotes secondary on all those Artesia receivers. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 6, and that's
Matthew Sykes. I thought it was Greathouse there for a second.
Going to bring up a 3rd down. Of course, it's probably 4-down territory for the Bulldogs here.
Well, this is where the Artesia Bulldogs are real dangerous inside the 30-yard line.
Well, I say that, Coach. Greathouse is a good kicker, and a field goal does make it a 3-score game. And they're not going to get the 1st down, so it will be decision time.
Valenzuela with the carry.
Caden George able to make the stop for just a short gain.
So 4th and 4, it's going to be decision-making time for the Bulldogs. And let's see if they're going to kick the field goal.
Well, they got mass substitutions, and the kicker's already out there. So
that's going to be let's see, we're on the 23-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to give Peyton a shot at this.
They're going to kick it from the 30. It's going to be a 40-yard field goal attempt.
You got to be careful with Peyton.
Well, you got to be careful with the. And that is going to be.
And good.
Good. 40-yard field goal by Peyton Greathouse.
Yeah, and that's big, and that's having confidence in your kicker, and a perfect time to give your kicker an opportunity like that, to make a long kick that matters quite a bit, but if he doesn't make it, doesn't put you in a bad situation. So I love the call from Coach Mop in there. Obviously, great job on the kick from Greathouse, and that makes it a 40-yard field goal. Is that what you're? Well, I was looking at this. So it's just a 15-yard. Did they put the score up?
Well, that's what I'm trying to see. That's 36-21. There it is.
There
39.
Okay,
yeah.
That's what I thought. So an 18-point lead. Yeah, I got
to figure that out there. It was like, all right, we'll take that.
So now that's a 3-score game, and you can't even get there with 2-point conversions, and that's where that penalty early in the game
right
comes into play. So now the Coyotes are getting down to their last few outs here, Coach.
Getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Wow, what a leg Peyton Greathouse has. 40 yards.
Just a great athlete, isn't he? He's something else.
He can do it all.
He can.
Run, catch, kick.
Yeah, he's done it all today. Done everything but throw.
Well, just wait. All right. It's going to be returnable. And that's going to be Truex.
Yeah, good job. Good return from Truex. I'm going to give him 17 yards on that one. And
Truex on the return for the Coyotes. Grant Johnson making
well,
go ahead.
No, I'm just Roswell Coyotes offensively right here. I mean, it's far from over.
It's far from over, but I mean, you gotta score, and then you gotta have stops, and they have to be pretty quick stops. I mean, it's a big task at this point.
Well,
and you got to strike quickly.
I like what I'm seeing. There's Fuentes. He's going to find Weathersby, I believe. That's Weathersby? Yeah. It is Weathersby.
He was out of bounds, so it's just going to be a 5-yard completion there to Weathersby. His 3rd catch of the game.
What does Weathersby have so far?
32 yards, 3 catches, 32 yards, and a touchdown.
32 yards and a touchdown. All right, here's Fuentes now. It's 2nd and 5. 39-21's the score. Favor of Artesia.
Yeah, and I just don't think you can run. And if you run, you're going to have to run something, a jet sweep or something, a quick pitch to get the ball to the outside with Hernandez or sea bass.
Yep.
Because, I mean, you don't have this luxury.
Well, I feel you. I feel what you're saying, but I'm telling you, there's some strategy in play in this whole situation right here.
I'm sure you're right.
There's Fuentes going around, rolling out to the left side, and there's Weathersby once again, and going to be brought down at the 37-yard line.
Jordan Weathersby on the reception against Government-Dice makes the stop.
4th and 6.
So just a gain of 2 there. So 4th and 4, 4th and.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th and about 4.
Yeah, and you're going to get an unsportsmanlike on Artesia here that's going to take them out of a position to seal this game. And that's going to be 15 yards and an automatic first down for the Coyotes, and they needed it. They needed it desperately.
Looks like Coach Maupin trying to.
Well, he wants to know, what happened.
Yeah.
But obviously it was something that was said by a Bulldogs player with the officials right there. And, Maupin can get as mad as he wants. But, I mean, that's really not a judgment call situation. I mean, either the kid said something to the official or to somebody on the other side, or he didn't. And I don't think they throw the flag that quickly and that, vehemently if they didn't. So.
Well, he's fired up, that's for sure.
Yeah. I'm just not sure why. I mean, I can see you getting fired up at your player. I don't see getting fired up at the official on something like that.
Any score from Roswell? Looks same thing, 35-21.
Same
in
score.
favor of Goddard.
Yeah, and they're into the 4th quarter as well. There's 9:56 remaining, probably a little less. I think my video's a little behind real time.
And there's a boot, and Fuentes in trouble. Just, wow.
Yeah, and then just in the backfield too quickly, that
stunt right there.
Fake pitch rollout, which has been an effective play for the Coyotes this year. And that's on the line. That's got to be on the line. I mean, maybe it's a blitz. Look back on film and see how many they brought, but that one's not on Manny. He had absolutely no chance.
Was there another flag?
Flag on the play.
And unsportsmanlike on Artesia. Oh, no. It's on Roswell. So that is going to.
Well, Coach Lynn is fired up over there on the other side.
Well, this is what you hate to see, and now we've got one on each side. So that's going to make this down in distance extremely difficult for the Coyotes, as it is getting chippy. This is a big rivalry game. 2nd and 17. It's manageable. You don't try to get it all at once here. You really have 3 downs to do it at this stage of the game.
Yep. 2nd and 32?
Oh, 2nd and 32.
Yeah, 2nd and 32.
That was before. So. Still don't have to get it all here.
Oh, great catch. Who was that flying through the sky like Superman there?
Yeah.
Dang.
And I did not see who the reception.
I thought it was Sebastian Mendoza.
Yeah, I kind of did too. So Sebastian Mendoza with the. It was 32, and now it's what? Goodness. Still 29, so a 3-yard reception.
There's Estrada with the carry, and Estrada's going nowhere.
Maybe a yard.
Yep, 4th and 29, and Zach Roscoe has had a lot of opportunity this evening with his right leg.
Yeah, and you can go for it in some situations here, being down 3 scores, but I mean, there's almost no situations where you go for it on 4th and 27.
Look at the punt on that.
Boy, he has been booming them. Get on it quick. Maybe he touched it. I guess not.
It's a nice spotable kick by number 16, Zy Carrasco.
So a 50-yard punt from Carrasco, and that's his second punt of over 50 yards. And
how many punts does Zy have tonight?
He has 4 punts.
4.
And 3 of them have been for 42 or more. He had a 64-yard punt in the first quarter. So, so this game, Coach, in my mind, is pretty well decided at this point. What I hope we don't see here from either side is this chippiness that we just saw on the last possession. It's really what both coaches want to avoid right now. And, you don't want to get players kicked out of games. You don't want players hurt, late hits and that kind of situation.
Agreed.
That's really that, and no injuries is really what I'm looking for the end of this game.
Again, and I said it 3 or 4 times already, I'll say it again, these two teams will meet up again. It might be in the quarterfinal, it might be in the semifinal, it might be in the state championship, but they will meet again.
Well, it puts them in a position for Artesia to maybe be the 2 seed, Roswell maybe be the 3 seed.
That's okay.
And that would put them in the semifinals.
So if you're that, whoever's in the 2 or 3 seed, one way or another, that's going to be the bottom half of the bracket. The 1 seed will be on the top.
Right.
Along with the 4 seed. But nonetheless, the first 4 seeds will get a bye.
First round bye.
First round bye.
And
I think after the top 5, I don't know if anybody in the state of New Mexico compete with Roswell, Artesia, Piedra Vista, Goddard, and Mayfield. I just don't see that.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure you put Mayfield in that category.
Yeah, that's possible.
I mean, maybe you do.
Maybe Valley.
Yeah, I don't put Valley in that category, although Valley's probably going to, I told this to you on the way up here. I think Valley's going to be the 4 seed.
That's very possible.
I mean, I think they win out, and they're going to be the division or the district champs. And
well, right now I think Coach Maupin's just going to try to run.
Oh yeah, he's running
as much as he can now. Just get the clock going. With a 39-21 score, the clock will stop because that is a first down. 6:31 remaining.
Yeah, it'll start again as the chains get set, and the white hat will roll it. It's already rolling. No, I'm I expect Valley to finish at 8-2 and win their district. And Goddard or Mayfield is looking at 4 or 5 losses.
Yep.
So I really think Valley's going to wind up being the 4th seed and get that bye, which means 2 teams from our district will not get the bye. So that's really that's significant. This really takes Goddard out, or Roswell out of contention for first place in the postseason. And that one,
this game here,
this game.
Well, unless something happens with Mayfield or Goddard, defeating Artesia, then everything's going to throw a wrench in that. So, but I don't foresee that happening. And there's Stroud again with a little dump pass, and still on his feet. And number 15 is Fierro.
Yeah, Artesia is going to have to go into the Wool Bowl, and Goddard's now gone up 42-21 on Mayfield. So that will be definitely an interesting game in the Wool Bowl next week while we're in Las Cruces. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. But
with this being said too, you have Peyton Kennard. He's going to be going back here real soon to take a look and see if he's going to be eligible to play here. When I say eligible, because he is definitely hurt. But he's going to be one to return, and then a couple of other offensive players for the Roswell Coyotes will have that ability to be back, possibly by postseason.
Right, offensive linemen in particular.
Yeah, one particular one. And there's going to be a draw play.
Oh.
And that's going to be Jesse LaRock once again.
Yeah, LaRock.
You have some. We need to get some scores, Major League Baseball scores.
You got it, partner.
Because I'm thinking that the Dodgers will probably be.
You want to make a prediction?
I don't.
Bottom of the 6th with 1 out. It is Padres 2, Dodgers 1.
And that's probably in the 6th.
Bottom 6.
All right. See, I did predict that. Well, 39-21 on the way back home. You and I will have a discussion about that.
About baseball? Oh, about this.
39-21.
Okay. Well, and if you talk about that 3-team tie situation for the district champs, Artesia will have gotten the job done here because unless something, the game's not over. There's 4 minutes left, but they're ahead by more than 13, and that's the most you can use in a point spread situation with the 3-way tie.
Well, there was a prediction earlier, discussion before on Friday night, talking about Roswell Artesia. There was a prediction that Artesia was going to win this ball game by 21.
A prediction by who?
Well, let's just put it this way. People here in Artesia.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't you or I.
No. Nope. Make that clear. Oh, nice hit by Truex.
Real nice play. And boy, they have really gone to Peyton Greathouse as a ball carrier, and maybe their stats are inaccurate, but I had him with 5 carries the whole season before tonight, and I'll bet he's got 10 tonight.
Well, watching some of the film, I didn't see him carrying the ball as much as he is tonight. Yeah, we're approaching the 3-minute mark now, 39-21. It is a 3rd and 9 from the 45.
And really, if Artesia gets half of this yardage, they might just go for it and not kick it away.
There's some motion. Estrada going to go take a shot once again. And that's going to be number 84, I believe. That's going to be Juan Diego Duran.
Yeah, first time we called his name, but, like I said several times earlier, it's not just Greathouse. They've got
many weapons.
Yes, very at the receiver position especially. And, I think they had 5 guys with at least 200 yards receiving this year. So I've been really impressed with Nia Estrada. I mean, he has played way better than what I observed on film previous to this game.
You're talking playoffs here. I will it's 2:10 now. Estrada going to take the snap, and there's going to be another run for Jesse LaRock, and he was close to a touchdown. They're going to be down about the 1-yard line.
Yeah, Quezada saved the touchdown for the moment, but it'll be real hard to keep him out of the end zone here.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see if Roswell and Artesia were to meet in the state championship game. I believe that game would be here.
It would be here.
And
we do owe Artesia from our playoff victory. I have it right here. Playoff victory.
There's going to be a touchdown by LaRock
in 2019. And
what was that stat there?
In 2019, that was when we played Artesia in the semifinals on the way to the state championship, defeated Artesia 48-42. And
remember that game? That's when Brent was it the little touchdown, 6 seconds left, throw it in the end zone, and that was Dylan Tucker, I believe,
right,
back in then.
That's when we're screaming for Dylan to get out of bounds so they can run another play.
And he decided it goes in on the 3 or 4 yard line and reaches out, touchdown.
Makes a move and scores. That's one of the best football games I've ever seen.
We've seen a lot of good football games in our career here with KSVP.
Extra point is good.
One of the things that if Roswell were to get back in the state championship and PAV is also involved in that, then PV owes Roswell.
Right.
So that would be down here. There's a lot of scenarios. I mean, it's still far. Well, I'd say it's only a few weeks away.
Yeah.
Before before playoffs start, but
before they start, but
before the third season start.
Right.
Yeah.
And take a month to get that over with, but this has been, one thing that was said in your truck on the way here.
Yes, sir.
Was that if one team gets away from the other team today, it was going to be Artesia. I mean, Artesia was probably the only team that was of the two tonight that was capable of running away from the other team, and that's what we've seen here towards the end of the game. And we have an almost exact situation in the Wool Bowl as Goddard has kind of run away from Mayfield here. They now lead 42-21 with 6 minutes left. Mayfield is driving, though, in Goddard territory. But probably with 3 scores, not enough time.
If that does stand, I do agree with you. I think Mayfield's out of the top 5.
Oh, yeah. No, that pretty much and I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with the rest of district play. The Artesia-Goddard matchup and, of course, the Roswell-Goddard matchup.
A lot of exciting football going to happen here in the next couple of weeks. Oh, that's...
Boy, they're just so good on special teams.
Well, excellent. I mean, they just do a good job with the pursue angle. They're quick.
And that's testament to Coach Maupin and his staff, and probably also a testament to the numbers. We talked about the numbers, the number of players.
Yeah, just a ton.
You can have guys that's all they do. That's all they practice. That's all they, I don't know if that's the case for sure.
Well, it must be.
But, yeah, you've got all these players. Why not? Why not have guys specialize that much and just be fantastic special teams players? We've got a couple in Quintero and, probably Connor Nichols and, that kind of specialize that way. But what if you could have 6 or 7 guys like that? It's quite a weapon to have.
There's Christian Hernandez now off to the races, and he has some running room.
And speed.
He's there 40 midfield and still on his feet and finally brought down about the 39-yard line of the Artesia Bulldogs. So nice run by Christian Hernandez.
Yeah, because that started at the 17. So that's 44-yard carry for Christian Hernandez.
Well, it looks like some of the fans for the Artesia Bulldogs starting to depart from the stadium. Looks like the Roswell Coyotes will have a couple, maybe 3 plays left in the ball game. There's going to be a dump pass into the flats there.
And is that Giovanni?
That is.
Oh, no, that's Manny. Oh, but there's a flag.
It is Giovanni. Yeah.
So we'll see if the play stands or not. Started at the 39-yard line, so it will not go. But the holding occurred way downfield, so it's not going to be as bad as it could have been. If they mark it off from the 18, it'll get out to the 28, and it'll still be a first down. So it will wind up being a first down, and actually the 22-yard reception will actually count. So
yeah. Well, after the conclusion of this game, the Roswell Coyotes, and there's another dump pass right there to Giovanni Apodaca. We'll get in the bus and start. Giovanni's down. Okay, he's back up. Yeah, get back in the bus and get ready for next week's game, as the Roswell Coyotes will be traveling to Las Cruces to take on the Trojans. That game will be played at the Field of Dreams. And then, of course, the Artesia Bulldogs will travel to Roswell to take on the Goddard Rockets. So the Roswell Coyotes will fall to 6-2. And the Artesia Bulldogs will now improve to 6-2. Still have 21 seconds left in this contest, but...
Well, and Coach, I just want to say one more thing about this. Artesia's a great football team. I'm not taking anything away from them, but this is really their first big quality win of the season. I mean,
yep, and I'm glad you're about to say that. And,
yeah,
yes.
I mean, their 2 losses were to very good teams, and but other than that, you know, they beat Deming and they beat Santa Teresa, not really contenders in my opinion. So, Belen, right? So, you know, they've taken care of business against teams they should beat, but this is really the first time they've defeated a team that. You know, that I would consider a big win, a quality win.
Quality opponent.
Not to say that they couldn't, you know, it's taking nothing away from them, but this is big for them in that regard. You know, if there was any question about how legitimate this team is as a contender to win it all, I think that question was answered tonight.
First down and 10 from the 15. 21 seconds left, spread offense. And here is Fuentes dropping back to pass. Slip screen again.
Lots of blockers
and there's going to be a touchdown for the Roswell Coyotes, and that is going to be number 41, L.J. Macias. Touchdown, Coyotes.
15-yard score. So L.J. Macias.
Well, I love the fact that the Coyotes are not giving up, but, you know,
of course,
they're right there. I'm telling you right this minute, the Roswell Coyotes have a little strategy in this ball game, and I'm telling you, you're going to see a different ball game if Roswell Artesia were to play in the postseason.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. This pretty much ensures that if that happens, it's going to be here again. So that you know, that just makes it all the more difficult. A sky ball there, extra point.
That was a sky ball. Yeah, 46-28 now is the score. 14 seconds left. Yeah, you know, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm just kind of doing some work right here. I'm just looking at, so you're thinking that Piedra Vista now will go to the 1 seed. Artesia goes to 2, then Roswell goes to 3. Goddard stays at 4. Mayfield and or Valley 5-6 is what might happen for this coming week.
Well, I mean, Goddard and Roswell are going to have the same record. I mean, potentially Goddard might not in the max preps.
No, just because Roswell beat Piedra Vista, and that was a quality win, and Goddard hasn't really played
before tonight. They really hadn't
played a real tough schedule.
They hadn't played. I mean, they played 2 tough teams and lost to them. Yep. I mean, basically, is what happened with Goddard. This is, this is the first quality win for Goddard this year. I mean, if you want to call Deming a quality win, okay. If you want to call Sanity a quality win, I mean, that's a little bit of a stretch, if you ask me. But.
Well, again, if you go 1 to be on the top, 1 and 4 be on the top, 2, 3 be on the bottom. So,
but where's 5? You know, and where's 6? Because there's going to be 2 teams from this district outside the top 4. I'm just telling you.
No, I'm with you. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, Valley and PV are going to be in there because they're not going to lose.
PV.
Valley's not going to lose either.
Well, no, that's.
I mean, Valley's got to beat Los Alamos, Monzano, and Del Norte. I mean, their JV could probably beat those teams.
Right.
So, I mean.
Well, my prediction: Artesia goes 1, PV goes.
In which
poll? I'm going to say in the coaches poll. I'm going to say Artesia goes 1, Roswell goes 2, PV goes 3, Goddard goes 4, Valley goes 5, Mayfield 6. I'm still going to say I know you and I had discussion that PV.
I agree with that with the coaches poll.
Do you?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But
Max Preps is going to be different.
Max Preps is going to be PV Artesia, and that's going to be the only difference. Is 1 and 2 is going to be flipped in Max Preps.
Yeah, we'll see on that one, but I think I'm going to have to agree with you on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going into the game, PV. Their rating was 14-4. Artesia's was 7-4. Obviously, that Artesia's will go up. I just don't think it'll be enough to pass PV.
Yep. All right. Bulldogs win 46-28. Let's take a couple minutes. We're ready to rock and roll?
Let's just wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Okay.
Well, you know what? Let's let's acknowledge a couple of people on offense. I do want to acknowledge Manny Fuentes because he was 22 of 24 for 256 yards and 3 touchdowns. And that's just great numbers. Now he took some sacks, but, you know, the rushing yardage for Manny was 7 carries for minus 16 yards, and that's due to those sacks, you know. He wasn't trying to run. That's all sack yardage right there. So, but, you know, 22 of 24, 256 and 3 touchdowns. I mean, what more do you want your quarterback to do in the Bulldog Bowl?
Well, he did exactly what he was supposed to do, and you know that was being shucking up a little bit there in that. In that third quarter, you know, and so I think he's going to be just fine. I think the Roswell Coyotes will go back to get on the bus, get back home, and start looking at film, getting ready for the Las Cruces Mayfield Trojans. And so, hey, as we said again, the Artesia Bulldogs win 46-28 as they travel next week to Goddard. Roswell will be on the road to Las Cruces. We're going to close this out. Ladies and gentlemen, safe travels back to Roswell. We'll see you next time. And it's always great to be a Coyote.
That concludes this broadcast of sports on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and KSVPTV.com. Sports on Pecos Valley Broadcasting are presented by Bob Reed Pest Control, Trustmark Roofing, Pecos Valley Equipment, Oasis Computers, Amigo Machinery, Central Valley Electric, Roswell Seed Company, Richland Motors, Big O Tires, Business Notions, Moffett and Brown Dentistry, Zenith Security, ENMU Portales and ENMU Roswell, Fergie's Plumbing and Heating, So Easy Sewing, and Maze Lumber. Thanks for tuning into this special broadcast on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. We now return you to your regular scheduled programming.
They have a problem with running water, running streams. They don't have, they can't cross a running stream, and the reason why is because of the fact that Jesus Christ represents the flowing water, the idea, the flowing waters of God, flowing waters of Christ. So they don't do that. And another thing I found really funny too is that vampires are meticulous, and a way to throw off a vampire is actually to drop sticks in front of one, or drop small pebbles in front of it, because and this is, you know, pardon the pun, they like to count those things, and they want to make sure they're in those
like the count.
Yeah, like the count. Yeah, I thought it was.